Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Every election campaign is full of old talk and grand promises. Let history be your guide. Is who likely to better perform in government? Election is not about choosing perfect. They are about choosing the best one offer. Vote competent. Vote the NNP.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choices. Between 2008 to 2013, the economy regressed every year. Between 2014 to 2017, the economy grew every year. Vote competence. Vote NNP.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, 1,265 youth engaged with the GIAP. Between 2014 and 2017, 3,725 youth engaged with the Amani program, with a spend of over $190 million. So let's keep moving. Vote NNP. Vote. It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, $70 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Between 2014 and 2017, $185 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Vote NNP. Vote competence.
So people start to call them let's all have a party. Let's keep moving. NNP have the rule. Oh yeah. Let's keep moving. The house have the rule. Let's keep moving. NNP have the rule. Oh yeah. Keep on moving. The house have the rule. They promise more work and money for the money. The end they disappoint and send home everybody. So people start to call them the send home party. But thanks to Dr. Mitchell and the NNP party that rescue Grenadians from all this pain and misery. Let's keep moving. NNP have the rule. Oh yeah. Let's keep moving. The house have the rule. Let's keep moving. NNP have the rule. Oh yeah. Keep on moving. The house have the rule. The finance minister like he was getting crazy, start selling everything like cocaine junkie. Sell till we sell other people property. So people start to call them the sell-out party. So thanks to Dr. Mitchell and the NNP party. Let's keep moving. NNP have the rule. Oh yeah. Let's keep moving. The house have the rule. Let's keep moving. NNP have the rule. Oh yeah. Keep on moving. The house have the rule.
you find we ain't saying anything. We just playing music, huh?
No, nobody do us nothing.
Now we right here, you know.
They asked me about St. David and the rest are sitting in George.
Yeah, sometimes we had to bust it so, you know.
I tell them I got a close call, but we still go remain in charge. For real.
Zingo, I have a feeling, I feel I go message you in a while. I have a feeling. I know you too well. I know Evelyn too well. Yeah, I go message him.
What time, Zingo?
That is a fella who will be talking to you from New York this morning. And this evening, you realize he knocking dominoes up in Brazil.
Yes.
I ain't trust. And you see where I do hear in him for the last 2 days, I don't trust. I feel he making up hours so he could jump a plane. I hate on it. Zingo, you ain't holding me, boy.
Oh, God.
You don't hold. Zingo, you can't hold me.
Zingo, today's Thursday, you know.
Yeah, today's Thursday. Wait. Zingo. Sit there and play with that boy.
Good morning, Grenada.
Yeah, man.
It's another beautiful morning in Spice Country. A bit rainy out there.
Yeah,
but it's
rain.
Showers of blessings.
Fall today, but you see by tomorrow, no way you're doing it. No way you're doing. By tomorrow, we taking all the blessing. You know when they're baptizing somebody, they come and they pee in the water and that kind of thing. We taking all the blessing right now. Yeah. You see from tomorrow,
just
know what you're doing.
Sunshine.
Yeah, know what you're doing, huh? Right, nice, beautiful. Yes, my name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
And this is Hard Talk.
Yes.
And of course, yeah, we only realize we drop all kind of new tune and all. I wonder if I have the tune for Skeeter, boy. I wonder if I have Skeeter tune. Yeah, I think I have a tune for Skeeter, you know. St. Andrew Northeast.
Keep moving with Skeeter. Let's keep moving with Skeeter. Keep moving with Skeeter. Let's keep moving with Skeeter. The woman so vibrant, the woman so cool. I'm sure you could testify about her years in school.
Yeah, now everybody want music now. Yeah, everybody come in and check now. And I ain't dropped the big tune yet, you know.
You understand?
Yeah. We go hold that one still. We go hold that one still. I'll drop a big one tomorrow. A big one from a big artist. I go hold it until tomorrow.
Huge, yeah, we go hold it.
Yeah, that one's so big. I go hold that one until tomorrow. In fact, I had two big artists, and I will hold both of them until tomorrow.
Tomorrow, please, yeah. Lord, baby, could, you know.
And from boy, watch, and that boy, I could drop one today, you know. Nah, let me leave that alone. I will leave it alone.
Don't play a teaser nobody.
Yeah. I wonder, boy. Let me check. You know, I'm feeling haunted. Yeah, I'm feeling haunted. Before we go into anything else, I'm feeling kind of haunted. Let me see. I just given a little teaser. I'm not going to play the whole one in that one, right? And not this guitar one. Come. Let me see. Right, I have it loading.
We on the move and nobody could stop us. We on the move and nobody could stop us. Everywhere you go.
But you know the one I like, eh? You know the one I really like, eh? Yeah, this one.
All over the street. Alua act, I like it. Alua act, I like it. Which one you like? We like it. Which one you like? We like it. I did Togovi 2018. One name Kid, one name Latin. I visit Grenada. During 1 p.m. to find out how we feel about them. Alua act, I like it. Alua act, I like it.
Yeah, all we ask, they like it. Yeah, that man, I mean, the man asking people question and they answering. All we ask, they like it. Yeah, man.
It's like it.
I wonder, let me touch something.
The house is a symbol for the NNP party. We're going green all the way. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. On election day. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. We voting NNP again. Exercise your rights and vote for us. NNP will always put you first. Positive achievement for the land. up and up. I'm talking to you. Keep moving. Focus, continue. Keep moving. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Keep moving. We voting NNP again. The right thing to do. Keep moving. Together, me and you.
That's all again in that one, man. I ain't playing more for all. Y'all too greedy. Y'all too greedy.
Touchdown.
Yeah, all too greedy. Come up Sunday. Come up Sunday.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, come up Sunday. I done. I ain't playing no more. I'm not playing no more. Right. I'm not playing no more. Don't ask no more play. Yeah.
All you what Doc said, don't play. All you come in after 4.
Right.
All right.
And here's what. It's now 10:23 on the Spice Island of Grenada. Parliamentary Electoral Office closes what time? The ones around the island? I think it's 4 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock,
yes,
right?
5.
Yeah.
9 to 5.
Folks, get yourselves registered. Whether you do it before you go to work tomorrow or you do it after, well, the time is a limited amount of time after work. So if you get some time off in the morning, please try go in and get registered. It's not a long process. It's a very short process. And remember, simply walk with a form of identification, recognized form of identification. I think a driver's license should work.
A driver's license.
That's a photo ID, a driver's license. Passport.
Or your original birth certificate.
Birth certificate, yeah. Your original, with the one with the stamp on it.
The stamp on it.
Yeah, so you go with your proper birth certificate, your passport, or your, you could walk with your driver's license. I'm not too sure if you could use your NIS card.
No, your NIS card is not thing.
Yeah.
Your driver's license, yes.
Yeah, driver's license.
Your passport.
Because that's the official state document. The NIS is from a statutory body.
And still about your birth paper. In my view, the two most, if you don't have no other ID, your passport and your birth certificate, original. Yeah, official one. And you right there. Get in there and register. I have to appeal, continue to appeal, right, to persons in my constituency, right? Yolan Bain Horsford, who is a parliamentary representative, St. Andrews Southwest. I'm appealing to all those in Southwest, from Ford right up to Munich, right, to Lower and Upper Capital, right, to Soubise. If you not register at this point in time, drop what you're doing, get out there and go and register, because you know what? We have to keep on moving. Yolan Bain Horsford has been delivering, has been the parliamentary representative who has been constantly doing the work, ensuring that the constituency needs are being met, right? Make no mistake about that. She has been performing. The youth can tell you that. The elderly can tell you that. Right? Get out there. Register. Let us keep that progress moving, continuing. Right? Especially in St. Andrews Southwest. Right? I'm St. Andrews, so I have to extend that to another 3 constituencies in St. Andrews. The big 4. It's women. It's women power. We're going to show them power like they have never seen before. Women participation, the mothers coming out and support the women vying for office because they know they are competent. When you look at Honorable Yolan Bain Horsford, experience, competence. When you look at Honorable Emlyn Pear, right, her love and dedication for people, similar to Honorable Delma Thomas. Their love for the people of St. Andrews is unwavering. Grenada on a whole. And then you have the young and upcoming Skeeter Lewis, who has shown the potential, right, to lead St. Andrews Northeast, right, into betterment, taking over from Honorable Bola. And so, St. Andrews people, make no mistake. Make no mistake. You have an opportunity to put parliamentary representative in there who love the people, who will support the people, who will help guide them, and who will sit down and discuss with them to help build St. Andrews, to continue to take St. Andrews from where it is. I had to say that this morning.
Well, you wanted me talk? No, Devon talking. Nice big parish people business.
I had to. I had to rub it in to St. Andrews people this morning, right? There must be no old talk about, give anybody a chance. Right?
Will we have a raffle?
I don't understand. And lotto. No. The future of
Wagiti bingo?
You understand? I know Wagiti are one on the 4th February coming up. That you could give you a chance in. You could win $80,000, but not the running of our country. We can't afford to slip back into the dark days of 2008 to 2013. We have seen the problems we went through. We have seen the type of leadership that was displayed by Honorable Tillman Thomas and Nazim Burke, leader and deputy leader. We have seen that. Do we want to go back there? Do we want to have to go back to get our finances disarray and disorganized? We have it locked down. We have it locked down. Dr. Keith Mitchell, right, in his wisdom and with a competent team, has taken Grenada out of the hole, right, and brought us right back into stability. We cannot afford to go back there. Make no mistake about that.
But you're still waiting for me to talk?
No, I could go. I could go on for the next 5 hours.
Well, I can leave and we have another place to be today. No?
Because
so because we leave the one to do the rest of the program today.
I find your day still on.
I could have gone because I have other things. I have other places I need to be this morning. But I here.
Good.
I have other places. But let me see. Yeah. So Sunday.
I like it, Alua act. I like it. Which one you like? We like it. Which one you like? We like it. I did to Groovy 2018. One name Kid, one name Nazim. I visit Grenada. Jaring to 1 p.m. to find out how we feel about them. Alua act.
29 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. Remember, you've got less than 48 hours. Yeah, less than 48 hours. At least we don't know.
Guaranteed.
Because
48 hours.
What I can tell you, that that part is guaranteed. We can't say for sure. We do not know if when the date is announced on Sunday, it will allow any time for registration. We don't know.
Don't know that.
And we're being brutally honest with you here. The only person that knows the election date is Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell.
Yep.
He knows what day he is seeking to have nomination, what day the police will be going to vote, and what day everybody else will be going to vote.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Not me. Don't ask us. We don't know.
And I see certain people setting up all kind of nice things, man. We can realize the Parliament building light up. Yeah. I mean, a friend of mine called yesterday and talked about the Parliament building. I thought that they were referring to the internal lights because I had seen the internal lights in the Parliament building within the last few weeks of December. I realized they put on the internal lights. But man, they put on the outside lights on that building. Wow.
Tell you, it's a sight.
No wonder certain people vex because they ain't getting to go inside.
Good morning to all of you right there on the live. Lindy, good morning, my dear. Yeah, we moving. Ain't nobody stopping us. We ain't.
So remember, get registered.
Yes.
Yeah, you love Delma, you love Delma, you love Delma.
Get registered.
You jump in, boss, you jump in, boss, you jump in. Let me use an example. I saw a young lady up in Latant. Saw the young lady up in Latant. She had on the NNP t-shirt. She was there, she all supporting and all kind of things. So I saw the same young lady in town yesterday. Well, you know me. I ain't mixing matters. I asked her, are you registered? She said, no, I ain't registered. I said, but wait, you jumped the bus, you come up and you're not registered? No. We're sorting that out today. Believe me, we're sorting it out today. And I'm saying that in the context of many of you who are taking for granted that people are registered. Do not take it for granted. And we haven't just been saying this to you. We've been saying this to you since the beginning of last year. Do not take it for granted that people are registered. Not just because they put on the NNP t-shirt and they come out to the activity. Not just because you hear them speaking positively about the NNP. Oh, I love Miss Delma and I love Miss Delma and I love Miss Delma. But at the end of the day, you're not registered. So you can't help her on election day. You love her, but you want to be crying for her on election day. And then the same people you're running about and you're talking about, oh, we win in 15 seats, we win in 15 seats. but not understanding the importance of your single vote to that. And let me tell you this. If 6 people had taken the complacent attitude that many of you are taking right now, if 6 people had taken that complacent attitude in 2003, you know what we would have ended up with? Tillman Thomas as the Prime Minister of Grenada when Hurricane Ivan hit.
Ooh, double, would that be a triple hurricane?
That's what we would have ended up with.
Oh my God, Ivan, Emily and Tillman, my God.
Don't play with this thing. It's serious business. New National Party had won 15 seats in 1999. 15. Yeah? Clean house. Everything.
Wipe
15
away
seats.
everything. And
In 1999.
2003,
Bam.
6 short of losing government.
6 seats, 6 votes short. If 6 people had allowed somebody to turn them back on their way to the polling station in Carriacou.
You know what happened?
If 6 people had allowed somebody to turn them back. If 6 people had decided, well, we win 15 already, we go win 15 again, and just gone laissez-faire and decide, well, okay, that line too long, I ain't bothering to vote, man, my vote wouldn't count. If 6 people had taken that attitude in 2003, we would have ended up with a situation where Tillman Thomas, yeah, and the fractious NDC government would have been in charge of Grenada when Hurricane Ivan and then Hurricane Emily hit us. You could imagine what would have happened. You could imagine what would have happened.
God is a good God.
Yeah, you could imagine what would have happened. We have to say thanks to whoever those 6 people in Carriacou were.
Yes, yes.
So let's just say thanks to everybody in Carriacou who voted
everybody
back in 2003 and voted for the New National Party. We have to say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, and continue to vote for the NNP, right? We'll never take that chance again. That is why Carriacou and Petit Martinique at this point in time is energized. I mean,
some people sitting down and they're saying, oh, well, we win already. I don't even want to go and vote. I go show them something. I don't even go in and vote, but we winning.
Yeah,
no.
Nope,
Wrong attitude. And they want you to think like that. They want you to think like that. Yeah.
And
you were talking about your experience in Carriacou.
Yeah, I've been to Carriacou a couple of days ago, last Friday. Spent the Saturday up there and met with the soon-to-be parliamentary representative and so Ms. Stewart, and we had a very nice discussion. Went up there with the Child Protection Authority, right, under the Ministry of Social Development. They launched their new program there, I think it was ICA, where they, the abuse and so the prevention of abuse for children and everything. And she was there. She was there. I mean, not marching with us, but she was right there, tech and tech, giving the young people and the organizers the encouragement, the support, and everything like that. And I mean, it's amazing to how people gravitate to that young lady. You see her walk, you see leadership, you see quality in her. And I really want to let the people of Carriacou know that, look, we cannot afford to miss that opportunity, right, to ensure that the future of Carriacou and Petit Martinique is in safe hands. Kindra Matthew-Stewart is the only choice. No mistake about that.
Is that somebody else running up there?
Well, I think so. I think it's just one, if I'm not mistaken. But it's already clear. I think they propose some guy, Anju or something. I mean,
Anju's way does take. Anyway, let me leave that alone.
Oh, yeah.
4407377. We're gonna open the phone lines. 4407377.
347-329-3101.
Yeah, and let me see what's going on the live there.
Yes. Oh, it's busy.
Kaya. Hey, I saw Kaya the other night. Yeah, I met Kaya for the first time face to face. Yeah, so morning to you there.
Yeah.
Go out and vote. Yeah. Don't take that kind of attitude. If 6 people, just 6, imagine a man was walking to the polling station, and imagine, let's say, these 6 people were people that had supported NDC in the past. Let's say 6 of them is people that had supported NDC in the past. And they're walking to the polling station, and an NNPite want to give them talk. Even though they see them come over to the NNP, they want to give them talk. And the 6 of these people decided they wasn't voting.
Probably.
Man.
Good morning.
You have a caller.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
morning, Cammy.
Morning, Mr. Scott and Devon.
Cammy, are you
How
sure?
are you doing it?
I know Mr. Scott.
Nice.
I ain't Mr. Scott.
Anyway, I'm not in the terminal today.
I realize that.
I'm home for a little while. Somebody had to come and do a little walk that day here, so I had a chance to be on the long line.
Yes.
Yes, man.
So everything right.
Everything
I listened to you, Mr. Scott and Mr. Devon. They are telling me to register. This is things they should have done already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They should be registered already because right through the year we're talking about that. They
Yeah.
can wait till now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did this morning? I left home and I went in town, right in the office, to make sure my name down the list.
Exactly.
Although the lady tell me she see and the people that tell me that, but I went for myself and see my name is there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
You're right.
So last week, a young lady was like me, and they're talking about the election, and we win already, and I said no. She said the house solid. I said you can't say that. She called me a crook because I tell her. I said you cannot say the house solid if you don't register, and if your friend don't register, how you could say that? She called me a crook. So continue talking about the register that they want to register, because if they don't register, we're in trouble, and that's what the people want, you know. That's what Naziman want, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yep.
It's not a big crowd. They want when you don't register for them to get a victory. So people who is listening, young people is listening, go with your birth paper, walk and go and register. That's how you win the victory.
Yep.
That's how you get the victory. Because I don't want to go back on these people.
We never
I
go
haven't
back
planned.
there. We don't go in
I
that
don't
way.
want to go back there. God forbid. I don't want to go back there. I want them to pay me water bill and the light bill. And the friends get a salary on time.
Exactly.
And,
You understand?
and they only planning who they go do
Who they
what
go
and who
fire
they go
and
take this
everything like
from
that.
and who they go run from where and all.
Hey, I don't want that to happen. So continue on your program from now. Go right back. All the people who want to register. That is important. And get up and go and vote. You've got very life.
Yep.
Go early and vote. You know?
Yes.
I have no doubt that Mr. David taking that sitting down. Because that lady, I know the family. I used to live on Cooper Hill with my grandmother at the time, and then, but I did not see that young lady. I don't see that young lady. And a matter of fact, if they were that they can't come in front of me now. They cannot come. So who hearing me now? Tell them I say, don't even vote. Because I'll cause them real bad.
Oh God, don't cost them. Don't cost them. Just I don't interested in
go
it.
and register and get up early when we get it date and we go in and vote. Okay? Have a nice day, everybody, Mr. Watts, and everybody, Mr. Decodine, and everybody in America and England who could come and who could buy a ticket and come down and register, come and vote. Because things is happening. We cannot sit down. We have to keep moving.
All right, beloved.
All right, that is slogan. Keep moving. NFBI,
Keep moving.
All right.
have a good day.
All right, darling. One love.
What?
Yeah.
And Cammy,
We can't sit down. We gotta
Cammy,
keep
that'll
moving.
call me a crook too, because I'll continue to say it.
Exactly. Well, I
You
the
win
biggest one.
An election on election night. That is when you win the election. When
Numbers.
the final vote is counted. Yeah, and you have more than the other person is when you win.
Exactly.
We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good
Morning.
morning, sir.
How are you, boss?
Quite
Not
fine.
too bad. We good.
Yeah, I just want to share a little thing on some of this stuff I'm hearing of the NDC as if they should win the election when it put into agriculture. And I want to remind farmers quite a lot. NDC right up on agriculture as if they had cared about agriculture. And that wasn't the truth. They only pretend to. And that was never, they did never care about agriculture. When they came into office in 2008, after we had the devastation with Ivan and Emily, thousands of cocoa and nutmeg was planted back. Imagine Ellis came in office in 2008. by the middle of 2009, there was boasting of production, nutmeg production in the country. Could nutmeg be within a year and a few months? NDC never wanted to admit that the NNP did well in getting a lot of nutmeg trees planted back and cocoa as well. So within around 4 years and some months, we were able to get nutmeg and cocoa production. Nazim and Tillman and them never wanted to admit that. They tried to claim since the NDC come, the nutmeg production rise and the cocoa production. Like, you think people ain't thinking. They don't understand that nutmeg had to plant and grow and develop to a certain stage before it bear. So after you're in office for a year and a few months, you want to claim that you is the one responsible for nutmeg doing so well in this country. And I sit back and I wonder, I say, wait, now, why these guys and them play this kind of game? They don't understand these things have a period of time before it bear. And look at the time now. It's only because NNP has done well in getting a number of farmers to plant back thousands of nutmeg trees. But today it is there to play off, It is showing itself. The nutmeg tree, if NDC have ever participated in planting back any nutmeg, it's just that behind, It just that behind, You understand me?
I believe it's flour. Flour is just flour.
And them guys and them went so poor and so low. Fertilizer, there was an able of getting fertilizer in the country. We had a fertilizer scheme through the government helping farmers. Because of Peter David, they say he ain't do nothing for NDC. Because of Peter David, he went to Morocco and got a few thousand bags of fertilizer to come to us here. And they wanted to kill us with price for the same fertilizer. They wanted to compete with Huggins and all them guys and them that selling fertilizer outside, they expensive.
And we get it free
to the farmers. The amount of cry and ball, they drop it a little. And that was the only time fertilizer came in the country through the government. But Peter got it through Morocco. A bargain come after that again. They care about farmers. What are the benefits farmers got it from them? Incentives. What was it? Absolutely nothing. They didn't go over there and cry for nothing for farmers. They only sit here and trying to give us a picture that they care and they didn't care. Because, listen, when the short-term farmers started to ball, those are the vegetable farmers, because everybody became farmers after a time in Grenada. Construction workers was home, they didn't have a choice, they go to the land. The truck drivers pack up truck, they didn't have a choice, they go to the land. All the other people who had little jobs here and there, when they lost their jobs, everybody became farmers. So it became a big stone for the vegetable farmers. Everybody come now like, eat what you grow, grow what you eat, plant what you grow, and go what you. Anyway, you know the slogan. It happened that case where it become too hard because too much people become farmers. Nobody am buying again. It was a living hell for farmers. They had a program where they say they want to help the vulnerable farmers, which was a good program. It came to one of them agencies, came in Grenada and realized this situation and wanted to help. Something like $1,500. Number of farmers make requests. I was a part of it. Number of requests. They came on your farm, they take out pictures, they realize the situation is a needy one, they should help. Simply because I personally was a supporter of the NNP, they never give me a sweets. I went back three times, and up to this day, I ain't get a sweets. I met a farmer on one shooting St. George's down there, Grand Anne's down there. And he was saying to me, he didn't apply for anything, but somebody in the ministry called him and told him, so a package coming to him. The package did come. You see, when he saw what he got, it was things that was not really relating to his kind of farming, because he don't do this kind of farming. He do muddy hard crop, like the tough trees on them. But what he got, it was vegetable farming stuff. So what he did, he gave it to someone else who wanted and they didn't get. You understand how they operate? Simply, if you is a supporter of the NNP, they wouldn't give you things that you deserve or what you really need if they say they're helping farmers. So when you hear them speaking and they're backing about them is the lovers of agriculture, and they will see agriculture get off the ground because Kitchener kill agriculture and all kind of rubbish. They're speaking what they need to go and dump in perseverance. They want to speak it all about on television and radio and feel people dotish. They got to change it, man. Because I have a lot of in files where you come to agriculture where NDC feel to come to acknowledge that the reality is that they need to help farmers and get a lot of things that NNP was doing. Continue, they didn't, like irrigation. NNP that bring irrigation in Grenada in all different forms. through the pumps, through gravity flow, whatever. NNP did it. Because I am part of it. I am one of the successors. Not I alone. A number of farmers in my community today, if they don't want to stand up and say like I do, but I could always, that NNP did quite a lot when it comes to agriculture. Farmers benefit a lot. So what NEC is saying right about now is feeling that people forget and believe they will play the catch-up game. So, election close, they go back like what they back in 2008 and we will get ourselves tied up. That would never happen. Have a good day, boss.
All right, my brother.
Right, thank you.
That caller, very consistent with his comments, because I remember what used to be on Andre's program, and this gentleman always, right, during NDC time, always used to articulate what was done in agriculture, right, by the NNP and what NDC was doing to basically to hold it up or to destroy it. Very consistent, and so I remember his voice very well. When he talk about that and so on. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing to see and to hear what they have to say. After, given 4.5 years to regularize, to bring Grenada to some form of, as they say, stability. NDC failed miserably in the 4.5 years, right? Dr. Mitchell was able to pull together the Grenadian people in 2013 and say, look, we need to come together to take care of Grenada. Not just me as a leader, but we need everybody. And the Grenadian people heeded that call, 15-0. I mean, that was no mistake.
We all understand that we do not live in a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect home. We do not even have perfect families.
Oh,
nothing on earth is perfect.
Nothing.
Not even the word perfect
is perfect.
There's nothing that's perfect. And when it comes to agriculture and the importance of the Grenadian economy, it is not a situation that one government like it and the next government doesn't like it. Yeah? How much initiatives did the NDC take with all the talk and the loud mouth and these sort of things? How much initiatives did they take to bring agriculture to the other level? Yeah. Because when you look at it, yeah, how much factories? Yeah, okay, they had the chocolate factory. You used to hear about Windfresh until Windfresh turned Winterfresh, because I know whatever happened to it. But that's all you used to hear about. Yeah, and then Barron Foods. So you used to hear about that. The production aspect of things, how farmers interacted with the National Marketing Board, and so was always a problem. They had problems. Nowadays, farmers are telling you, if Marketing Board call them in the middle of the night, they're getting up and go. Because they are seeing that they're being properly paid and compensated for the goods that they are. I think the main thing that we have to work on now is markets for the produce. Yeah, we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, good morning.
And welcome.
Good
morning. Welcome.
You're live caller.
Am I speaking to?
Okay. Well, I think you're on the wrong number. Bye bye. Nice. Yeah. Once you had to ask who you're speaking to, I think you're on the wrong number there. Nice?
Hey.
Okay, Popo, you dial again. You'll get the right one.
Good morning to everyone on the live. Special good morning to all of you from New York to Toronto to London to Miami, wherever you are, China. Hey, good morning.
And the St. Andrew Southwest office, they're having their Lime. That's going to be taking place on the 2nd of February from 4 p.m. At the venue, as usual, at the Parliamentary Office Ground, Music Bar, Popular DJ, and they'll have a rock-solid bar, barbecue chicken and pork on sale, price $10. Watch, I'll have a barbecue breadfruit or Devon
and the fish and the lambi and thing. I find,
You take the lambi.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome.
And how are you?
Oh, we're fine.
I'm calling. Right now, I went in a business shop and I was message and then a fellow tell me, vote for him. I say, vote for you? He say, yes. I say, who? NDC. So they're begging for a vote right now. Right, oh? And right now they're calling the 4 ladies in St. Andrews monkey. But I want them to know monkey does climb tree. But them is the dogs that can't climb.
Oh gosh, let me don't go into the name calling. We ain't calling them dogs. No, let's not call them anything. Right. We are all Grenadians. At the end of the day, after the election, we all have to live with each other.
Right.
And we have to live with each other during the election, and we have to live with each other before the election. And I don't think, if they go to the name calling, Let that be their thing.
Yeah,
let's not return it by calling them any sort of animal names and those
but
sort of
right
things.
now,
Leave them alone.
the monkeys just come down and box them with a tail and they can't see.
Oh gosh.
So they go just blind them and they can't see.
The main thing is you're registered, right?
Right, too.
You're registered, eh?
Yes, I registered.
And you're ready.
Right,
You know which polling station
you're
you're going
voting
in.
and everything.
Right. Okay,
Right.
good. Inspector would be very proud of you.
But what I want, my mommy is not so capable, right? She can't see so well, so I don't know how they're going to get her to go and vote. And she want to go and vote.
Okay, give us a call a little after the program. Which constituency are you in?
But what I say...
Hold on. Which constituency are you in?
That's for Miss Yolan.
For Miss Yolan?
Okay, well, no, you will be taking care of it.
Okay, you'll contact the constituency office up there, and they'll take care of that for you.
Okay, that is what I'm going to try and do.
Okay,
Yes, do
no
that.
problem.
All right?
Right.
All right,
All
buddy.
right.
Right.
Now, a person who is visually incapacitated, who is unable to see, has the right to bring a person they trust into the polling station with them on election day, and that person can be guided by them as to which party or individual they would like to cast their ballot for.
Good confidence, yeah.
So they have to choose somebody that they trust 100%. Yeah? So they have the ability to choose that person. I believe they could also provide one for you at the polling station on the day.
Yes, on
somebody
the day.
could be provided there on the day. But it's better. Yeah, it's always better if that person gets somebody that they trust, and that person goes into the poll booth with them on election day, and that person can make the mark on their behalf. Yeah? Or they could guide their hand and help them make the mark. The same goes for people who may be otherwise incapacitated. For instance, you have people who may be unable, they don't have the use of their hands. Yeah, they can't use their hands, and so that person can also have like a second dice, like when you're playing cricket and you have a runner. Nice, yeah. So they can have a person along with them that goes with them into the polling station on election day and is directed by them. I want to vote for Keith.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to vote for Keith. So they come and they put the mark next to the house.
I want to vote for Yolan being Horsford.
House.
That's it.
Yeah.
House.
No matter which part of Grenada you are, you're looking for the symbol.
The house.
Don't look for no color green. Don't look for no sea green people. Just look for the symbol.
The symbol.
House.
House.
Right? And you're putting the mark next to it. Badam,
Exactly.
bam. Next to it. You understand?
See, because at this point in time, the house is comfortable, well furnished, well stocked, everything. You see, Grenada is that big open house, right? That all of us will be filling up come election day because we vote in the house. We voting for stability. We voting to continue the progress. You know what? We just have to keep moving.
Yeah, and plus if you want house, vote the house. Because
Vote the house. How
we
else you
understand
get the house?
tomorrow that they're going to be turning the sod. Is it tomorrow or today?
Yes,
they're
sometime,
turning
I
the
think
sod
it-
in St. Andrew for the first set of... No, not St.
That's
Andrew, St. Patrick.
St. Patrick.
St. Patrick, let me see. I
First,
should have the press release somewhere there.
Yeah, the housing
for the
project.
next set of houses, Honorable Delma Thomas, I know she go in and turn the sod so that they could get the next set of houses. And so where is it? I had it there somewhere there. You know.
Let the people know.
I've been having so
Houses
many
are
emails coming in.
We keep telling you. House is no joke.
Now we don't just say house, you know. See, building house and thing too.
Building house
there are a lot of
because
young persons up there, young professionals, and so who are interested in having their homes built.
Oh, yes.
And having a home on their own. And so that is why. And imagine the last government actually gave up 1,000 of these. And we're in the process of getting them back. So in St. Patrick, I believe it's in St. Patrick either tomorrow or today. And I'm trying to remember. I can't find the press.
I don't have that.
I can't find it. Yeah. Let me see if I could find it. Like this. Yeah. I'm searching for the release, but I did get the release. So I know it's either today or tomorrow for 2:30 that is taking place. Somebody you know, message me and tell me. All right. Somebody you know, message me and tell me. I know Minister can't message me and tell me. She kind of busy right now.
I see a message here from Eric Pounder, Sheldon. Should pay attention.
Yeah, Eric Pounder. Let me see the message from Eric Pounder. Okay, so a young lady by the name of Zena Victoria Morris has lost her card. Yeah. and the gentleman who gave you the lift, your card is in. And you also your cell phone. Yes, so you left your cell phone and your card, your voter identification card, etc., in the gentleman who gave you that ride's vehicle. You can find him on 410-1786. So 410-1786. So any of you knowing Zena Victoria Morris, kindly ask her to call 410-1786. That's 410-1786. We'll repeat it again during the program so that she can collect her card and her phone.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, morning caller, you're live.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Romain.
Good morning to you.
And good morning, Senator.
Good morning to you, madam.
Hello?
Them voice and them start to come back.
That voice singing.
Yes, go right ahead, my dear.
Hello?
Yeah,
yes, we're hearing you. Take the volume off your radio.
Okay, yes, morning to the listeners. I'm calling to congratulate the Right Honorable Prime Minister for what we heard 2 nights ago on the news, that Grenada is out of the bad list. So I am really, really thankful to God for that. Well, also Barbados. And the thing about it is, I haven't heard any of the other stations commenting with the Prime Minister for what has been done. But I noticed when that was not done, they were talking about, why don't people talk about the bad list Grenada is on? Well, now Grenada is out. Everybody seems to be quiet about that.
They're going on mute.
That's the quickest I ever see.
So I just want to congratulate the Right Honorable for that. And also, I wanted to speak to you, Senator, about certain things. But whenever I try to call you after the call in, I never really am able to do that. What I'll have to do, I think I'll just have to talk to you shortly just about that. What already happened?
Okay,
I have a canal behind the house in the housing scheme.
Hold on.
And what already happened? That is.
Hello. Hold on. Hello.
Going.
I'm trying to tell her hold on, and she's not understanding. I'm trying to tell you that I will call you. Yeah, I've got your number, and I will call you. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'll call you. You see, discussing your personal business on air is a totally different something, right? I think we're a bit at the situation, and I don't want you to go and explain it on air. At the end of the program, I'll give you a call. Yeah, I do believe I have your number, so I'll give you a call. Nice, great. Yeah, somebody messaged. They said the launches are taking place. Yeah, you tell me 9:30, but you didn't tell me if it's today or tomorrow. Yeah, 9:30 in St. David, Current, and then they're going to St. Patrick after. So they're having 2 sort turning.
2 sort turning.
So some of the houses are being done in Current and St. David, and some are being done in St. Patrick. So let me find out if it's today or tomorrow. Yeah, I want to know if it's today or tomorrow.
Today or tomorrow, so we can.
Yeah. All right, and we have a caller online. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Scott.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, they said,
how are you, sir?
Quite fine. Good. They said tomorrow for both parishes.
Yeah, you see what said green? Every day rain falling?
Yep.
Blessing of God. Up and green. Okay?
All right, my brother.
But Mr. Scott, I want to call you after the program, please. Can I?
Difficult for me today. I have your number as
something
well.
Very important.
Yeah, but I have your number, so I'll have to call you because I must leave as soon as it's I'm finished here today. I must leave. I won't promise anyone.
Yeah, not too long. So
okay, so I'll call you. All right, let me make a note. So I'll call you. Okay. Yeah, the problem I have there is that I must leave as soon as I'm done today. Yeah. All right? Yeah. So tomorrow, both parishes, so St. David and St. Patrick, they'll be doing the sod turning for the construction of the low-income Chinese houses. Notice we didn't say free Chinese houses. No. It's low-income Chinese houses. Yes. Yeah? They will be done. And the construction is due to roll out now. So they're doing the sod turning tomorrow, both in St. David, at the St. David site and at the St. Patrick site.
Imagine, you had a government in office between 2008 and 2013 who claimed or who knew one of the priorities, one of the pillars, one of the things that Grenadian needed most of all, right, is the whole question of housing. But what did they do? Led by former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas and his deputy Nazim Burke, they gave up 1,000 housing units. They gave it up for money. Imagine that. And then you're talking about the needs of Grenadians for how you never care about where Grenadians stayed, right? You had it right there to build more houses for the Grenadian people, for our young people. But you gave it away. According to some people, like, you keep on giving away things like you're on cocaine.
Anyway, let me just leave that one alone, because what I ain't saying nobody on cocaine and that kind of thing. I'm maintaining my standard. I'm not going down today. I'm not calling people no name. I'm not going down the road.
But you know, the whole question, I mean, of when you talk about housing, I mean, you guys should never talk about two things, that you should never talk about is housing and health, because of the mess that you guys made of it in 4.5 years. Right?
They could tell people how to make a mess of it.
Yeah, I mean, they're so disgusting.
I ain't stopping them.
They came in 2008 and met a building, a new structure, right? An extension of the General Hospital. They met it in progress. You know what they did? They stopped it, right? Let everything started rusting and trees start growing up around. And then you talking about health care for your fellow countrymen. It take a visionary leadership, and so under the NNP to come and revive that project. And look at it now. We have a new wing of the General Hospital. That's the way to go. We have to keep moving. Healthcare is being serviced better in this country at this point in time. Okay. We know that.
Let's just remind the listeners, if you know an individual by the name of Zena Victoria Morris, and she has lost her documents and her mobile phone, she could contact Mr. Pounder. Yeah, he gave her a ride, so she can contact Mr. Pounder. His number is 410-1786. Yeah, and he has her phone and etc. She would have left it in his vehicle. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Morning. Yes,
gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
You know, it's so interesting what you just said there, brother Devon. Regarding they're actually attempting to label my dear Senator Peter David as Mr. Incomplete. And you know, the action of that those persons when they were in office was actually to undermine and sabotage persons they refer to who were not towing their lines.
Yep.
You understand me? Incomplete. Enough of the projects that were on stream for the persons in constituencies of persons who they considered not in their line, they halted it.
Yes, they did.
They halted it, and and with that, there came their own self-destruction. There came the old self-destruction. So I want to remind persons, you know, I am not seeing evidence that they have changed that ways. You have seen persons in the current organization who have been removed from executive positions and sent to do certain things and redistributed in a way that you know it will not allow them to accomplish anything meaningful for the organization to which they belong. In fact, even some of their candidates who they consider not to be in the current organizations are not receiving the necessary support from the leadership as is. You will recall, Brother Devon, how the Honorable Aline Walker, how he was undermined.
Oh, yes.
How he was undermined.
By Senator
They're
Noel.
talking incomplete.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Grenadians have to have to be able to reflect and record. They have to ask themselves whether this administration, if that current grouping is at peace with itself. You're not hearing certain persons, and you're only hearing a few. So, therefore, it does not speak. I do not get the feeling that there is any stability and any unity with this current, with that current group. If they get the opportunity, it's very likely that you will have a repetition of that kind of a fighting down and keeping down a scenario. They are not complete
at all.
Very incomplete.
Look at what they did. Yeah, thanks, Doctor. Look at another issue again when it comes to health. You talk so much about health and you care about the health of the Grenadian people. Look at what you did to the people of St. John's and St. Mark's, right? A project that you met there when you came in, funded everything. You destroyed it just to spite the Honorable Church and the people of St. John's. You basically scrapped that project. Now, the NNP government did what they did to get that project right back on stream. And you're talking about health for your people? How can you? How can you sit there and talk about a healthy nation when you helped destroy health in 4.5 years? We could have been far advanced when it comes to health. Look at the hospital in St. Andrews. What did you do to improve the health care and the facility for the people of St. Andrews? Tell us. You have not done anything. You don't have the authority to speak about health and housing. You don't. Because instead of you add, you subtract and you destroy what was there. Shame on you guys. And you talk about you love people and you care about people. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation, right? Persons have to get shelter for them to be comfortable. But you take away that from the people, from the ordinary poor people of Grenada. And now you want to come in and championing the Grenadian people about health and housing. Come on, guys. You know what? I according to Depot, I prefer to have Mr. Incomplete than a bunch of incompetent guys who want to vie for power. Incompetence is what the word for you guys. Incompetence. From the leader, come right down. Incompetence. We have seen it in government for 4.5 years.
440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of this morning's program. Yeah? All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you realize I ain't talking today. No.
Oh.
Yeah, saving my voice and thing, man.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, you know, certain things that just you have to point out to the Grenadian people. That is, I mean,
again, Devon, but again, while not going too much off that topic, I just want to continue reminding the Grenadian people that we know for a fact that you have the rest of today and into tomorrow to get registered. What we do not know is if you have enough time on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or that next week or the week after to get registered. We are sure that you can register today. We are sure you can register tomorrow. But we are not sure
you can do it on Monday.
Week. And we've been saying it to you for a long while. But outside of being registered is one. Coming out and casting that ballot on election day is extremely important. It is extremely important that you come out and cast that ballot on election day, and that you do it in a way that continues the progress that's taking place. You feel afraid to say vote NNP? Yes, vote the new National Party.
Of course, that's what you have to vote for.
Because if you are supporting progress, if you are supporting moving our country forward positively, yeah, continuing to keep our economy on the right track, not having St. Vincent and St. Lucia, Dominica and Montserrat looking at Grenada with cross eye because we are causing problems for them, because we're causing the Caribbean Development Bank to be downgraded, where we would have been endangering the monetary union that we have with those countries through the OECS. Yeah? That you would not have a situation where we have to go a begging to St. Vincent to say, lend us some money, let's pay our public workers for this month. Yeah? You have to ensure that the progress continues, that we keep moving. So we can't sit down at home on election day and say that we win already. We can't sit down at home and say we're not going to check the voters list to make sure that not only our name is there, but every other progressive person, every other person who is looking to move Grenada forward, that their name is there as well. Or you go on peogrenada.org and check and make sure that your name is there. And that you come out on election day. And if you find that you pass your neighbor, that's why we have the song, Me and My Neighbor.
Me and My Neighbor.
Because I ain't going alone. If I pass and I go in 6 o'clock in the morning, neighbor, let's go.
Neighbor,
we go in neighbor. And vote together.
Let's go.
We are making sure that we're going and vote together. And we are leaving no children in bed and they go come later. Get up. Get up. We can't sit down.
Yeah.
We go in and vote. So we can't sit down. When we see that how Grenada has moved forward and will continue to move forward under a new National Party government, and allow our constituency, whichever constituency you are in, to allow your constituency to be the one that ends up in trouble because a set of people become lackadaisy and decide, we win already, we ain't coming out and vote. You think Northwest people does behave like that with Dr. Mitchell? You think Northwest people does behave so? You think St. Mark people does behave so and decide, well, I ain't going out and vote today? St. Mark people could be wherever, working wherever. Either they take the time early and they make sure they vote, or they leave and work early and they going up and they put in the X. They're making sure and they vote. And those two seats are always considered two of the safest seats for the new National Party. That's St. George Northwest and St. Mark. Yeah, and also now you could say St. Andrew Northeast has never gone into the realm of the NDC. That is why when people go in the shop now, they're begging them for vote. Yeah, because the real want that seat. So, but you think that people in St. Mark and St. George Northwest, say somebody from St. George Northwest call and testify. Somebody from St. Mark call and testify. You think that St. Mark people and St. George Northwest people that say we are custom winning, and we are custom winning by margins in the 80s and 90s and this kind of thing, that we ain't going out and vote. They're going out and they're ramming the X next to the house. Yeah. But you in a constituency, and again with the exception of St. Andrew Northeast, and that doesn't mean St. Andrew Northeast had to be complacent, because they after you all, they want that seat bad. They want that seat bad. They've never been in the column of the NDC, the GULPP, the NNP in it before, but never the NDC. They want it bad. They're pushing hard. They want that seat bad. So we cannot be complacent and sit down. If St. George Northwest, Dr. Mitchell's constituency, doesn't be complacent and nobody doesn't stay home and say, well, we don't have to go and vote today. We win already in this constituency. Let me go and start to prepare for the party after. No. Every man Jack you see in the finger stay in election night. St. Mark, same thing. They could say, okay, well, we ain't bothering with that, man. We're going and prepare and that kind of thing. They're not taking chances. And if they're not taking chances, why should you?
We should not.
Carriacou, why should you?
Yeah.
The NNP lost in Carriacou before. They have been consistently winning since 1999.
Yeah.
But they lost in Carriacou in 1995. In 1990 they lost. So they have lost there before. So why should you sit and decide that you're going to be complacent when people in other, what you could call stronghold constituencies, don't be complacent?
At all.
St. Andrew Southeast. Don't run around saying that's how you win already. Some people do that in 2008. And I remember going up there the day after election. And I said to all you crying in front of my spear house.
32 votes.
I said to you, because you were complacent in 2008. You took it to mean that you win already. And you know what? A lady who should have been in the House of Parliament, instead of her being there, you had a man that came in just a few weeks, and he come, and by 32 votes he win. Why? Because some of you sat at home and say, we win already. We win already. We have to go out there and vote. We ain't bothering with that. Don't worry, man. I show you something. I don't even vote now. We win in that seat. Or, Miss Pierre don't need my vote. We win already, man. Don't do it. Some of them do it in 2008.
Yep.
And she lost.
Yeah. And I could tell you, I was part of that team on NDC, right, in St. Andrews, right, that fought to win that seat because a lot of the NNP persons were complacent and the opportunity was seized. Do we want to do that again? As long as I'm part of that, I know some of the techniques and so, but you as individuals must ensure that you get out there, register, and come out and vote and support Honorable Emlyn Pierre. Right?
Let me look at the example again. A lot of people jump up. We win already. We win already. Yolan win already. Yolan win already. 2008. Yeah. What happened?
Yep.
What happened?
Again.
You were complacent.
Very much complacent.
And complacency can lead to failure and defeat.
Yep.
You know, one of the first things that I always remember is that when Dr. Mitchell was speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of all the various ministers, he made a statement where he said that it takes very little energy to be normal and caring and so on with people. You know what takes a lot of energy? To be arrogant. And if you're out there and you're only arrogant about we win already, and we win in 15, and we winning, you're setting yourself up for defeat.
Big time.
You're setting yourself up for defeat because you're not pushing, you're not taking the effort and deciding that, look, we need to ram that bus on election day. You're starting to ram the bus for rally. Me really care about that one, no? Ram the bus on election day to go in the polling station. That is why I want to hear some of you all talking about the t-shirts and the wristbands and the caps and the flags and the DJ trucks and all of that is fluff, as a partner of mine does say. That is fluff. The real thing is on election day to ram the trucks and the bus and the car and whatever means of transport you can find to go to the polling station and make sure that the votes are cast on behalf of the new National Party.
Make no mistake
about that. That is when you have to ram the bus.
Yeah.
Yes, you want people to come out to the rallies, and so you come out and you hear the various messages, because you have people out there that try to give the impression that an NNP rally is just a bunch of people dancing on stage and singing and artists coming and sing. But I don't know if these people just take off the TV and put it on at different times, because it does be on channel 1000 and I know they're watching. So I don't know. Dr. Mitchell arrives, so he come on the stage and he dance. My God, how can that be a problem? That he has come and he make a little dance. So he come and he make a little dance. Right. The crowd loves it. Yeah? At his age, to be that energetic and do things that some of us in our 40s and 30s can't do is amazing. And it's a lesson to other people to go and exercise and get yourself in shape and that kind of thing too. People keep telling me about the belly. I have to go and exercise and truth. Yeah, I bet all I get rid of it in 6 weeks. I bet you all I could get rid of it in 6 weeks. I'm making that bet today, the 25th. No, Doc is my boss. No? Today is the 25th of January 2018. I get rid of it in 6 weeks. Watch and see. I'll go come and I'll go pat that same abdominals. Watch and see.
I'll get rid of mine. I'll go by Honorable Delma Thomas and use some machine right across the river.
But I'm telling them, because you have to ensure the victory. Victory don't come by just sit down there. Victory comes by hard work. Hard work.
Hard work.
You can have a constituency with 4,000 people in it. and 3,500 of the people in the constituency could support your political organization and love the candidate that you have there, and you can lose the election.
Yep, 1,800 will vote for you and the rest will not. You lose.
But let me say it again. You could lose. You know why?
Big time.
If you just, everybody sit down. We love the person. 4,000 people in the constituency, but 2,000 ain't registered. So out of the 2,000 that remaining, 1,000 come out and vote. And out of the 1,000 that come out and vote,
you get 480.
You lose.
Big time, you lose.
You lose.
We now sit down.
I'm telling you all, I remember a bunch of you all up in St. Andrew, Southeast there, went and crying, big tears, for Emlyn Pierre to be crying. She wasn't crying.
No,
she had to be comforting all you, because, oh God, Miss Pierre, oh gosh, all day and all you crying. Meanwhile, Patrick Simmons was smiling.
Of course.
And he moving around. And he was, boss man.
And he only came into the race about a month before.
He was the boss.
Yeah.
And he come in. I don't want to see any repeat of this election.
At all.
I ain't going down like that. They want it for some all, and some all don't realize that is what the NDC is doing to you all within the constituencies. They're targeting certain all here. Because you know what they want? First of all, they want a certain number of seats. They know for a fact that they ain't winning the next election. Let's just be clear on that. The NDC knows for a fact that they're not going to win the general election. None of them can look at you with a straight face in your eye and tell you honestly, unless they're suffering from some sort of psychological disorder and mental illness, cannot look at you straight in your eye and tell you that they will win the next general election and they will win all the seats. They can't tell you that. They won't tell you that. What they are aiming to do is take as much seats as possible. Yeah? The New National Party can win all the seats. But they won't win all the seats if you are complacent. Which one of you all want to be the ones in opposition? Which one of you all want to see the NDC candidate in your constituency as your parliamentary representative coming out and play the talking on your behalf? Well, they can't go to cabinet because obviously they would not be forming the government. They will not be forming the government. That's a fact. I'm not saying that to be boastful or to be arrogant. I'm saying it to be a realist. Let's be real. They will not form the government. But which one of you wants to allow your constituency to be the last behind everybody else because you have no voice in cabinet to speak on your behalf? Which one are you? Remember, if 6 people in Carriacou were complacent, if 6 people in Carriacou had decided, we ain't going and vote today, forget that. Derry Lime, Nimrod win already, I ain't coming out and vote. Yeah? Don't bother with Prime, can't beat him. All had to happen was 6 people in Carriacou had to be complacent. Grenada would have faced the onslaught of Hurricane Ivan with Tillman Thomas as your Prime Minister. And afterwards, we'd get hit with Hurricane Emily with Tillman Thomas as your Prime Minister.
Would that be disasters, right?
So you'd end up with 3 disasters in one. Because we end up with a disaster between 2008 and 2013.
Yeah.
Ineffectual leadership. Yeah?
Economic disaster.
You could point to any one of the achievements that they made on the international circle, and you know it's Peter David that did it. And look at the treatment that he received. By this time in 2013, when you were speaking at the government, and you look at the list of people who won in the election before, you realize that nearly all of them was gone. When you look at the New National Party, every one of the 15 who won in 2013 are still active members of the party. You have a few who are not running again. You have about 3 who are not running again. But every one of them remains vibrant, active participants and supporters of the New National Party. The NDC can't say that. They can't say that. And then you look at the quality of persons who have left the NDC before the 2013 election and after the 2013 general election and come over to the House of the New National Party. and you realize that the new national party is a party of unity and to move Grenada forward, which is why we can't sit down.
Always will keep moving.
We have to keep moving. Don't go and play or go in and cry in front, no minister house, no parliamentary representative house. Don't play go in and cry in front of no candidate house the morning after election. Instead of crying, make sure that the only cry you have to cry is tears of joy. Make sure the only cry you have to cry is tears of joy. Because you've won, and you've won by a larger margin. Every constituency should be aiming right now to win by the largest margin ever. In fact, let me give you a standard now. Doctors usually win, the two docs, Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Modest, usually win in the 80 percentile range, somewhere in the 70, 80 percentile range.
Around that.
Yeah. So let me give you a challenge now. Try and make that. Let's see you go and try and make that. Yeah? Make the margin of victory bigger than 2013. Don't sit down and say we win already. Get up. Get up.
Yep, you have to. Especially our young people. Do not ever make that mistake and talk about, oh, the NMP. And I'm appealing to you, young people. Yes, you. You right there sitting on the block. You listening. You driving in the bus right now. You're not registered. Get out there and register. You want to ensure that your future is being protected. Only you can do that. You have to get up, and the choice is clear. When you look right in front of you, you will see the performance of Dr. Mitchell and his team. You have seen where Grenada came from in 2013 and where it is now. And you are sure that that decision you have to make, right? Please get out there, register, and go and vote. Don't say, oh, my friends and them voting, so we win, they win already, NMP. No. Your vote counts. Your vote counts,
some people want to focus on the wrong thing. So on election day, they want to worry about, oh, let me go and get some drinks and put it to coal, and let me go and get a sheep and kill for later, and let me go and get this, and let me go and do that, and let me do the other. No. Focus on going and get everybody and bring them to vote. When you finish, do that. By 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock the afternoon, you're supposed to be breezing.
Exactly.
Because everybody, go and vote early. You see me? You see me? I want to be one of the first 5 people to vote in my polling station. I want to be one of the first 5 people. And then for the rest of the day, I am going to use my energy to bring people to the polling stations and make sure that they vote. Bring them to there and bring them back home. Don't just bring them and leave them, you know. It has some people bringing you and they're leaving you there and then they go and you have to find your way back home. Stupidness, dotishness, nonsense. You bring them, pick them back up and bring them home. Make sure and get a 2 umbrella from now and put in your vehicle in case rain falling. Not 1, get 2 or 3 big umbrella, put it in your vehicle. In case rain falling and the line leading to outside, we shelter in. We ain't going nowhere. We voting.
Rain can't stop this.
Rain ain't running us.
Ain't stopping that victory at all.
Rain ain't running us.
You understand? Hey.
Because somebody might get wet and decide, well, I'm going to decide.
Catch cold and
and then next thing you know, boom. You hear that all, you lose the constituency by 1 vote. The 1 vote of the person that turn around because they say rain. You have 2 umbrella, put in your vehicle and thing. Get yourselves organized.
Chris.
Yeah? People talking about the date. The date is not as important as you making sure that when the date comes, you can, by being registered, you can vote, and that you do go and vote on election. You'll find I belaboring the point. Yes, I belaboring the point. Because I hearing too much of this I win already kind of attitude. Yeah, man.
I wonder how cold it is in London at this point in time. Good morning to Chris. Chris, how you doing? I hope you're fine, my brother. Yes, and to all the Canada and New York and wherever. I know it's a little bit rainy here, but the sunshine is it's beautiful here in Grenada. So you better start making plans. Remember, Sunday is the announcement of that date. By now, you guys should be calling JetBlue and American Airlines and British American, Virgin Atlantic, you understand, to book your tickets, right? make sure you're on the voters list, because we vote in, we taking all the votes. It's never too much.
People keep asking for the website again, peogrenada.org. peogrenada.org. And you can check the website. Yeah, that's the official source of information. I see a certain political party, not the NNP, telling you check their page, and they have their own kind of list set up there.
Don't take that chance.
They're trying to entrap you. Don't go there.
Don't go
to peogrenada.org, the official source of information. Debbie says she's packing already because she's ready.
Debbie, right.
Lindy, good morning. Yeah, they have problems when... why you have problems in man dancing?
Yeah.
When Dr. Mitchell is speaking, and he speaks sometime 15, 20, 30 minutes, apparently they does go deaf during that period of time. Or apparently does go blind, because you just see the people in the crowd stand up and listen. Because they want to hear what he's saying. So they stand up and they listen. You don't see them jumping up and all over the place and waving flag and all kind of thing like they do, and they don't know what's going on. You see them standing and listening and paying attention. And when you listen to him, you hear him rolling out what is taking place when it comes to housing, what is taking place when it comes to the economy or tourism or some national issue. Yeah? But he who wants to hear will hear. And she who refuses to move the wax in the ears and don't want to hear will never hear. I know it's the problem, you know. I know it's the problem. I know why you don't like him. I'll tell you, I know I can't say it on air, but I know very well why you don't like him.
We can't sit down. We got to keep moving.
That hatred that some people have for people, they're allowing it to beat them. And I have them on tape last election, calling same Shaggy every minute and saying, oh, I want with them, the NDC winning the election, the NDC winning the election, the NDC winning the election. I have them on tape. And what happened right after?
Exactly.
They went quiet for weeks. They went quiet for weeks. All you we shut up some of them again now.
Yeah, we go shut them up.
All you we shut up some of them again. All you make sure. Now, right now, the registration, in the last look, who could register, right? We dealing with that. But let's deal with who on the list right now. Yeah, everybody double check and make sure that your name is there, that you have not been removed from the list. Make sure that for some reason, I remember one election campaign, and I won't say which election campaign and which constituency and which candidate, but there was one candidate that came in, bring 70 people to vote on election day, and none of them name was on the list. 70 people in one constituency. Their name was not on the list. Needless to say, that candidate lost. 70 people. Who they was following them all rally the day. They hanging out a bus waving flag and they beating drum and truck. They all over with the drum beat. We love you. We there with the candidate. We there. Never thought to check the electoral list to see if their names were there. And on election day, 70 people, their name were not on the list. They could not cast a ballot on election day. Yeah? Don't allow it to reoccur. Don't allow it to reoccur. Be very serious with this thing.
Your future is at stake. Your children's future is at stake. Remember, leadership is what it's all about, right? Competence, right, is what it's all about. They're ensuring that Grenada's future remain in safe and secure hands. Not incompetent hands led by V. Nazim Buck or Nazim V. Buck, whoever he is. We have seen the results of his stewardship as finance minister between 2008 and 2013. We have seen the devastation of our economy. We cannot afford to take that chance and rest the country's finances in an unexperienced, right, and delinquent person like him. Never again it must ever happen in Grenada, and it's a very serious thing.
Let me just address a question that has come into me from a good relative of mine. Yeah, they have a particular issue which would cause them to be unable to stay in the line on election day for any long period. That they can't do it. Their situation, they can't stand up in the line. Now, elderly folks, and people who may have other physical disabilities and problems, medical issues, you don't have to stand up in the line. They will make provision for you to go straight in, cast your ballot and leave. Yeah, so once you do have that physical condition, you alert the officers there. As you arrive at the polling station, you just alert the officers that, look, I do have this medical condition. I cannot stand for an extended period of time. And they will bring you in and you vote and leave. Yeah? I know last election there were some elderly people. They brought them in. They didn't have to stay in the line. Yeah, people with disabilities, you don't have to stay in the line. So you don't have to keep a person with a disability standing in the line for any period of time. They go straight in, they cast their ballot, and they're out. The people who are there would verify because they would know who is who. So the people who are at the polling station would know who is who. They'll be able to say, yes, this person does have an issue. Yeah.
Right. And those of you, right, who may see someone come into the line and know, right, that they are basically uncomfortable and want to get over, you can just assist them and ensuring that they get there to vote. You don't know who they are voting for, but just as a sign of courtesy, ensure that as another Grenadian, they get an opportunity to vote, right? They may have something that's wrong with them that, that they just can't, right? So extend that courtesy. Be a brother's keeper, right? Because we all have a country to build. We can't afford to sit down. We have to keep moving.
Yes, right? Indeed. And let's go back to the phone lines. 440-7377. Send the people on the phone lines. So
347-329-3101. And we apologize for that, but
it's important for us to give you that information.
Very,
By
very
now,
important.
I could go over the list again and read over all the list of all the registration offices. By now, you're supposed to know where the registration offices is. By now, generally. Yeah, I'll read it out in a little while. But by now, you should know. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Scott and Mr. Romain, morning.
Morning.
During 2008 general election, there is a vote registration machine that was missing wherever. What become of that machine?
2008. That would have been prior to the 2013.
Right.
And it is a machine that would have been stationed at St. George Northeast.
Yes.
Yeah. I know that an investigation had been going on into it. I cannot say what took place. I didn't follow up on that.
Okay then.
All right, my brother.
Take care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a machine that went missing during the tenure of NDC, I think.
Yeah. We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, Devon.
Hey, boss. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. I ain't hearing you.
Oh,
but listen, right now what they hear in Grenada, I want Sheldon to bring a green jersey for me because I ain't going up Sunday in the place with any other color jersey, I want a green.
Definitely, you getting that? Yeah.
WhatsApp me.
What? Are they right down by Sheldon? Me and Sheldon go talk later, but I make sure if I get a green, I go take well, I can't take no other color, but I want a green. I have to make sure and come up there.
Make sure.
Okay, brother.
I was about to say something. Anyhow, tongue looking nice. I'm walking up and down in tongue. A tourist in today.
Okay, brother.
All right,
brother.
Yeah, that's all good, brother Leslie.
Yeah.
We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Hello. A person is listening. You're listening to the radio. Listen to us on the phone.
Hello.
Please. Hello.
Yeah, well, you know the opportunity going there.
I was advised by someone, right? Someone with legal competence and so that persons that I keep on threatening me about they'll strip me naked in public and so they told me I should go and make complaints in two places. One, make a report to the police, right? And secondly, go to the Ministry of Social Development because it's a form of abuse.
Boy,
To what? But then I've been thinking, and I have to touch on that, Sheldon. Why would a grown man like V. Nazim Burke, a grown man in his 60s, come out on the radio and telling people that he wants to strip another man naked in public? I mean, what is wrong with you, sir? What is wrong with you? What is the signal you sending to our young people of our nation?
Let's take this phone call.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Oh, that person is, yeah.
Okay, that one is gone.
Yeah, what is wrong with you, sir? Good morning and welcome. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
Quite fine.
All right, Devon, you have to be very careful. I wouldn't like to see you walk in the streets of St. George's naked. Anyway, my boys, I'm voting for my children and my grandchildren. NNPIs, I want to say to us, let us go out there and vote for competence. We're going to vote for prosperity. We're going to vote for continued growth. We're going to vote for economic development for our children and our children's children. Team NNP all the way on election day. Let's come out. Let's vote before 12 o'clock. Let's vote before 12 o'clock. We want to give a nice send-off. You know what I'm talking about, Sheldon?
Yes, indeed.
We want to give a man a nice send-off. NNPites, don't sit down in your house and say we win already. We voting NNP on election day. Blessed day, boys.
All right.
Take care.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're looking for the house. We don't want to see nothing else on that ballot paper. The only thing we're interested in seeing on the ballot paper is the house.
Right
nothing else is of interest to us.
We symbol blind.
Interested in seeing
the symbol, the house. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Okay, that is third time.
Yes.
The third time. Yes. And I feel I know who's doing it.
Yes. But
because I'm listening to the ambience and I feel I know who's doing that. Hey.
Don't try that.
Mr. Man.
Don't try that.
Karaku, on the hill. When you call, take the volume off the radio now, man. What are you doing? Let's try again.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, you get any message. And if you do it again, don't bother to call back there again. If it's that, keep happening because something might be wrong with your phone, right? Nice, good. Nice? Yeah, so fix the phone and then
Sheldon, someone is asking. Debbie's asking. All right, I checked for my brother's name. I did not see his name, but his registration number is there. What does that mean?
I think that means that he needs to check with the Parliamentary Electoral Office in his area.
Get some clarification.
Yeah, because I don't understand that one. If his registration number is there but not under his name, there's some sort of duplication taking place there.
I did not see his name.
So one of the things I realized over the weekend with the POGrenada.org website, you have to enter the name very carefully. For instance, I was looking for a name, and let's say the name is Maxween. But if you put the surname as Maxween and you just put MCSW, you don't put a space in between, it would not recognize it. Sometimes it recognizes it if you have the MC and a dot. Some it doesn't recognize it if you have the dot by the MC before the sween. So you have to be very careful how you write it, how you type it in. So type it in the different ways. If it's one of those names that has the two parts like a St. Paul or a Maxween,
and McSween, you could have McQueen too, eh?
Yeah.
McSween and McQueen, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah, you have to be careful how you type it in. So you have to be very careful how you type it in. So because some people are saying, well, I don't see my name. I had an instance of that over the weekend where one person was saying, I'm not seeing my name. But when I typed it in a couple times and then I said, let me just change the way I typed it in, up it popped. So you have to be very careful with that, all right?
She's also stating that he's in Canada. What can he do at this point in time?
Okay, inbox me, Debbie.
Yes.
Let me sort that out for you. Inbox me, and we'll sort it out. All right? Nice.
Peter, okay. Peter, leave me alone.
Teddy Bear. 40485.
Oh, no, but how you gonna do that?
We give out Teddy Bear. Giving out Teddy Bear number next year. All you realize, I started on 404. I reached 85.
You have two more numbers.
All you know by next week, the other two numbers coming. I'm giving out Teddy Bear whole number and thing until all you call him for cups.
Morning to you, Teddy Bear.
Yeah, Teddy Bear. Telling them call him for cups.
Dexter, good morning. Yeah, but I was laboring on a point there with Senator Nazim Burke. You see the example that he's setting for the young people, man.
No, but I think the even more important aspect of that is this: that Senator Burke is basically saying to his base, because that was at the General Council of the NDC, he's saying to his base, we go in and do a nasty campaign.
Exactly. That's where it started.
He's saying, Nazim Victor Burke, Victor Nazim Burke, the man who live in wherever, up in Tempe or whatever, who was originally from Carriacou, just realized he originally from Carriacou.
Eyes of Hill or
right.
something, I think so.
I ain't giving exact address, but who living from somewhere up on that side. That individual has stated clearly that the intent, his intent, he is the political leader. And he is saying that we have information and we go in and dirty sully the character of another individual. That's what he is saying. He is encouraging the nasty behavior of the NDC people.
Exactly. And it has started.
He is encouraging it. He is the one that is leading that charge. But Grenadians, you know what? When Dr. Keith Rowley was running in Trinidad at the last election, they leveled all sorts of allegations at him. They didn't just throw the kitchen sink at him, they threw the fridge too. They threw everything at him.
Dirty water, everything.
Is what they didn't accuse this man of is what they probably couldn't have conjured up in their minds. And they could have conjured up a lot, everything they could have possibly think about. You know what happened? He win.
Big time.
They did the same thing against some other candidates that he had. You know what happened? They win. That type of politics doesn't work.
Morning, Sharma.
Yeah, that type of politics does not work. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, Sheldon.
Man, what kind of thing you getting
Good morning.
Today, man?
I could only listen to you. I can't hear you and the phone is only on the radio.
No,
so I just try to communicate how I can.
Turn the radio off, man. You can't communicate to us like that.
I hear you on the phone at all, boy.
You cannot communicate with us on the radio because we'll have to wait.
You.
Hello? No, then you'll have to wait until you could get your phone sorted out because you cannot communicate with us like that. We are not speaking in real time. When we say something, then you have to wait a whole 30 seconds to 1 minute to hear what we say. We can have a conversation. So sorry. But you cannot call today then. Sort the phone out and then you give us a call. Because we can have a conversation where we say something, then we have to stay quiet, and you staying quiet waiting for us to say it on the radio now before you respond. When the phone is sorted out, we'll have a conversation, or you can just call and say what you have to say. Yeah, but we can't do it like that. We can't have a conversation that way.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all doing?
Oh, we're
great.
Pretty fine today.
Mr. Scott and Mr. Devon, you just was speaking about that young man, Mr. Book. Yesterday I heard a loudspeaker saying that they're going about saying about the youths. They coming to put things in place for the youth. And look what he wants to do, Mr. Devon.
Exactly.
So what signal he is sending to the youths?
Confusing.
If you want to do that.
The NDC is talking about helping you. The NDC that sent home 2,000 young people didn't hire the same amount back during the entire 4 years. Want to say that they're going to do something for the youth?
Yes.
You could take any 1 year of the New National Party's youth program and put it up against 4 years at the NDC youth program, and the NNP will continually beat the NDC. I'm saying that as a former junior minister within the ministry. I challenge anybody from the NDC, any member of the National Democratic Congress, to go up against the NNP for 1 year of youth development under the New National Party versus 4 years of youth development under the NDC. And when I say youth development, here's what I'm speaking about. Number of scholarships delivered, number of opportunities provided for young people in training and so on through various programs, not just Imani, but other programs as well. Assistance to children who are going to secondary school and primary school and that sort of thing.
Yes.
All of these different things. I challenge the NDC. I'll put up 1 year of the NNP, any 1 year of the NNP, against the entire 4 of the NDC. And you'll see that the NNP has outclassed. The NDC is not in our class. They're not in our range. They are way, 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 way below.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first thing the guy say on the talking, he said for the youth. So they want to put things in place for the youth. So I don't know how they will manage it.
Just like they wanted to put things in place in 2008 for the youths.
They have about 5 or 6 aimless young people going around for them there. They promise each of them to put them in the Senate.
Wow.
That's the first thing. I don't know where they're getting the space to put all of them, but every man, Jack, and they're telling them, don't tell the next one. So they tell each of them, we put in the Senate. So some of them already walking around. Don't worry, I go be the minister in that ministry just now. And I go be the minister in that ministry just now. And when I did, we go change up thing and we go do this. And some of them never hold a job in their life, but we go do this and we go change up this. Yeah. And I go be in this and I'll be in that.
What?
So they promise. No, I think a lot of people, nothing is wrong with wanting to achieve something. Nothing is wrong with wanting to go there. But what I'm saying is that the kind of vindictive nature the individuals have promised all of them the same thing. Right. And then trying to tell all of them, don't tell the next one, eh? Don't tell the next one.
So that's not nice. That's not nice at all. If they could speak to each of them the same way, instead of saying, don't tell what's going on. And Mr. Devon, I want to say to you.
Yes, my dear.
Make sure and put double, triple, and quadruple clothes on you. And what is number 5 and number 6 and number 7 clothes on you?
I will.
Because I would not like that to happen to you at all. You're a man, he's a man. Why he want to strip you? He's not a woman.
I don't know what I have that he don't.
I don't know.
You know, I mean, it bothers me a lot, you know. Every night I go to bed, I'm wondering if when I wake up in the morning, if somebody's going to meet me and strip me naked.
That's too rude, man.
And another man, and a man
wants to do that, you know.
I mean, I would love for the ladies to, you know, to say something to me like that.
Right.
But the man, oh my God.
What they think?
Oh,
I don't know.
That's frightening.
All right.
It's frightening me.
Have a good day, my dear.
Just make sure and do what I say, you know. Walk into different clothes on you, not in your bag as Sheldon said. Walk it on you.
I will.
Not in your bag.
Thank you, I will.
You enjoy the rest of your day today. You enjoy the rest of your day today.
Thanks, and same to you all. Right. All the best. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Yes, folks, remember, all roads lead to Beaujeu this Sunday.
Big Sunday.
Beaujeu this Sunday, yeah, because you know me, I tell you straight.
The place for him.
Which one you like?
We like it. Which one you like? We like it. I did to groovy. 2018. One name kid. One name.
You know, when we put out the facts in relation to youth development, and so some people want to get vexed. They want to get angry and upset. Oh, and then people putting out ad. All kind of putting out ad with dog and all kind of thing and man plan as in bush, and then all they want to vex when the new National Party put out sensible ads speaking about the reality of the situations. Like when we say something like, let me see this one here. Let me try that one.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, $70 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Between 2014 and 2017, $185 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Vote NNP. Vote competence.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, when NNP put out an next...
It's not really complicated. The elections are about choices. Between 2008 to 2013, the economy regressed every year. Between 2014 to 2017, the economy grew every year. Vote competence. Vote NNP.
They want to vex? Yeah. I mean, don't vex.
I mean, it's a fact.
The NNP didn't take no dog and pay it out. No man playing with no dog and all kind of thing. And
you know,
no, we didn't go and take video of the people and the children outside the hospital. Who you didn't even realize was your own family, but go and take out picture of people outside the hospital. Imagine it that bad. Didn't even know it's your own cousin.
Didn't even know your own cousin.
Didn't even know it's your own cousin. Ooh. Yeah. Went outside the hospital and all that because they don't know Karakou.
What's wrong with that ad though? That ad just disappeared.
That and the dustbin one disappeared.
Disappeared.
Yeah. That should have been in the dustbin. All kind of things just disappearing. Everything
disappeared.
Even the man who do the ad disappeared.
He disappeared too? Oh my God. I said I want to go and ask him for some advice, and so he disappeared?
He might reappear just now.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. He may reappear just now.
He may reappear.
Mm-hmm. He may reappear just now.
The eyes have it.
Yeah, he may reappear in a short while. But yeah, it's important, folks. It's important. This is no joking matter. No joking matter. We have to take elections seriously. Yeah? The rallies, very important. Yeah? Because you get to hear the message of what the new National Party is saying, what they're going to be doing, what they have achieved. Yeah? You've heard Dr. Mitchell on the various platforms, and he has been putting forward the vision of the new National Party. You've heard the other speakers. They have been putting forward, for instance, Brother Oliver, only on Tuesday, gave his vision for the constituency of St. David. What he has been able to achieve. Yeah? While under the NDC, when they're speaking about a constituency and they're trying to say what they achieve in the constituency, you used to have man going and stand up in parliament during budget debate and talking about, I went to X amount of funerals and I went to 2 weddings. That was the achievement for the constituency. Yes, you, Sylvester Wallace, you are talking about. The Hansard is there, you know, try and say a lie. Let me just shame all you. I went to X amount of funeral and a 2 weddings, and that was the achievement for the constituency. How much funeral and wedding and thing they went to. And graduation ceremony. That was our achievement list for a constituency under the NDC. But Honorable Oliver Joseph, even with the criticisms that many would label against him from time to time, when he's speaking about his achievement for St. David, he can't talk from a paper. He had to talk from a book. He has to talk from a book. And you know why I don't see it? If you take a glass of water and throw it in the sea, find the glass of water you throw. Find the glass of water. You did add to the ocean and you added. You take a glass of water and you throw it in the sea. Find that water that you throw into the sea. Go and take it back out. Find it. The reason you can't do that is because the sea is so expansive and so large, and St. David is so expansive and so large, that while, yes, projects have been done in St. David, you might have one done in this village and one done in that village, everybody would be able to point to something and say something has been done. But because of the size of St. David, there still remain much, much more to do. And you can't do it from opposition. You have to do it from government. Because I could tell you something. The Honorable Oliver Joseph will be returning as a member of parliament for St. David. Who want to vex?
Well, they are custom vexing.
But at the end of the day, he has proven, and I've been hearing Mr. Whiteman morning, hear him going around, and he's been saying that Oliver is one of the best ministers ever. He's been saying it. So if you know the man is one of the best people to keep in government, one of the best people to have there to represent the people of St. David, why are you going around trying to replace him? At least you're not doing like others who down in the south tearing down Nicholas Steele posters. Yeah. People do have pictures of the vehicle tearing it down. One last warning. When the posters go up, leave it alone or the Royal Grenada Police Force will be visiting you. I have the first set of photos of the vehicle with the guys parked up there tearing down the posters in the south of the island. Last warning. And you know, if it was one thing you know about me, you know I don't make idle threats. I make promises of actions that will be taken in the near future if certain behaviors are not contained. Do not interfere with the posters. Same way, nobody in the NNP must tear down anybody poster or damage anybody banner or anybody election paraphernalia. Because in the same way, I myself calling the police for you. Here is an NNP, I tell you tearing down somebody else's poster. I call in the police for you.
That's not good.
Don't do it, because I don't want nobody to do it to us. Yeah. Don't do it.
That's not good.
So the person, and they know very well as them are talking to, and I know they're listening. Yeah? Who has those fellas passing with that particular vehicle tearing down Nicholas Steele posters? Stop it, and stop it now.
Sheldon, we have...
Right? Let me keep this thing nice. Let me don't go down that road.
Sheldon, we have today 5 hours. Tomorrow, please the Lord, we have 8 hours. Grenadians who are not yet registered, you have 13 show hours today and tomorrow to get registered. After Sunday, you do not know if you will get a chance again to register. Don't miss that opportunity. Get out in your different constituency parliamentary offices, election offices, and register.
Yes, indeed. Okay? Folks, as I said, I had to kind of run this morning. I had to run this morning.
We understand that.
Yeah, so folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here. My name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
And in whatever you say it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and not about you.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Every election campaign is full of old talk and grand promises. Let history be your guide. Is who likely to better perform in government. Election is not about choosing perfect. They are about choosing the best one offer. Vote competent. Vote the NNP.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, $70 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Between 2014 and 2017, $185 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Vote NNP. Vote competence.
The new National Party has been good to St. David's, and more is coming. Youth unemployment has reduced drastically. Infrastructure has improved. The standard of living of people have improved over the years. Our focus is to ensure that all our people in St. David's improve in their way of life and standard of living, and we are giving hope to young people. It is a united team that can deliver such hope to people and such benefits. And therefore, this is not the time to take risk with the future. We must be committed to the present. And I say to you, let us all keep moving.
Putting the lens on Grenada, its people, and its possibilities. This is State of Affairs. Reporting this week, I am Abigail McIntyre. Ministry of Youth Fly program continues to be a success. Here are the stories of those who are benefiting. Imani Hope trainees are excelling in their fields of training. Find out how opportunities have transformed their lives. And State of Affairs continue to highlight the pronouncements from the platform. See what is being said in this week's episode. Rakisha St. Louis, June Paul, and Delroy Louison all report from the Grenada Heartland when we come back.
The Keith Mitchell-led administration has resurrected the state pension issue after previous governments backed away following its removal during the revolution. This has now become a matter of high priority with legacy-defining potential. This after the government refused to appeal the Hermelin Armstrong case and to restore her pension in accordance with a High Court judgment. Now, the Mitchell government is inviting solution-driven dialogue as it presses ahead to restore pension to public officers. CARTAC has been contracted to provide possible solutions. A pension consultant from Washington is also on the case. The IMF has pledged technical support, and government is urging stakeholders and union leaders in particular to come to the table. The Mitchell government is appealing for solution-driven dialogue designed to restore state pension to public officers.
Welcome back. A program of the Ministry of Youth is giving at-risk youth another chance at a better life. It's called Fostering Level-Headed Youth, or FLY. Rakisha St. Louis tells us more.
There is a saying that the main hope of a nation lies in the proper education of its youth.
The Keith Mitchell-led administration for years has been investing heavily in youth development through skills training, job placement, small business development, among others. The Ministry of Youth has left its mark in thousands of households and communities with its youth-focused programs such as the New Imani program, Fly, Hype, Project Reach, and many more.
So we just sit down, we just speak about it, we just talk about the things we're learning, what is beneficial for us and how it's helping us, the way forward, what's tomorrow's, well, the future, what is the next step, how to plan it, how to engage it. And to me, when we lack of that, we drop out of school, some of us drop out, some of us have different issues, but coming back to the program, it makes us know that life ain't finished. We just start living, and throughout the program, once we continue and keep our head high, we're going to make it.
I miss it a lot in school, so I really want to get back what I missed out. So I'm really glad for the classes. When I heard that, I said, yes, I will come. The ladies who come and wrote it down, they asked me if I would come. I told them, yes, I would have come. The first time I came, I did went somewhere different, but they called me and told me to come here, so I did come here. So I love the class.
Yes, I felt happy because I was home doing nothing. And I was like, I'm home doing nothing, so I will go and give it a shot. And it was okay. I've learned a lot during this process.
Testimonies from participants of the Ministry of Youth's Fly program, which seeks to engage the unemployed and marginalized young men and women throughout Grenada. FLY is the acronym for Fostering Level-Headed Youth, a UNDP-sponsored project which includes the engagement in life skills training, literacy, and numeracy, with the community service aspect of the project scheduled to commence in the coming weeks.
A program like this helps to teach life skills, helps to teach certain practical skills, but most importantly, helps to empower our youth, to give them that self-respect, to allow them to be the change that they would like to see in their community, to allow them to recognize that people care about them, that regardless of their beginnings, they have a very productive and potential future ahead of them.
So many times, as I said before, people have been trained and they just go back home and sit down. But this is one that has the objective of really placing people in a job situation rather than just training them. So it taught them to fish, but also a bit of hand-holding, the business aspect of it too, how to manage a business. I think that was a critical aspect. So kudos to the Ministry of Youth, kudos to all of those, the organizers, the main coordinator, Mr. Roy Bihari. But very importantly, a lot of kudos to those who stuck it out and have reached that far and shown their appreciation for what was being taught to them.
The project has already been launched and completed in Mount Rose St. Patrick and Carriacou. It is ongoing in Coast Guard St. Mark and Montou St. George. Our SOA team recently journeyed to both training sites, now into its 7th week, and already it is having a positive impact on the participants.
This program is a very good program. Certain basic of my life I've been done with, I've really abstained it, and certain things I used to do, this program learned me a lot. And the life skill is more important because the life skill based on your life, how you know to talk to people, how to greet people, so I based on this and I learned from this how to greet people and to talk. Yeah, it's a nice thing, and the class is very interesting. I advise everyone who have the youths and the block or everywhere to come to this program.
Since I came in this group, it's been doing a lot for me. I will thank the government for bringing such a group for that, because my skills, my ability will come up more, even increasing, and in life skill I taught me a lot to control my anger and how to come out with people, how to move about, because I want to own my own business one day. That is where the small business coming. And you've been teaching me a lot, you've been teaching me all different areas, how to get there.
FLY runs for 6 months, 4 days a week. This time around, the focus has been placed on plumbing.
This is an area, plumbing is an area that is needed with the construction boom that is going on now, and it's all over. Public sector, private sector, government is doing schools, repairing schools, they have to maintain schools in terms of plumbing and other repairs. Hotels are going up, a lot of things are happening where they could get jobs, open their companies and get jobs. And every household at one time or another needs a plumber. So I think it's an excellent area. The fact that they are going to pursue general construction again is a good idea, because that again is a necessity.
In plumbing, one day, well, later in life when I have my own house, my pipe boss, I know, well, I could do my own thing. I could do, I ain't have to pay nobody again. But then the government and the ministry have done something really good, especially in the area of Montu. Knowing the kind of place Montu is, he have done a lot, pulling a lot of us from the streets, because a lot of us was on the block and had nothing constructive to do. So there's been a good program.
There are plans by the ministry to expand the program.
It is our hope that we will have more partners on board so that we can expand the program in 2018. Definitely that's one of our aim, and we can move to another community. We have gotten great feedbacks from the facilitators of the program as it relates to the developmental stages of the participants thus far. We have also received exceptional response from the various participants of the program, who have also shared some very interesting information as it relates to what does it mean for fostering level-headed youth program, what it means to them as a person, what it means to them as an individual.
Officials are happy that the change in lifestyle and personalities are already evident in many of the participants.
To see the difference in their faces from the first day of initiating the program to today, of them speaking up in the class now, of the confidence they have, of their drive, newfound drive that they always had. But a program like this allows them to reach inwards and find it again and bring it out there, to go out and make a difference.
The changes that they have came about within the individual life and within the individual development thus far, with only 6 weeks into the program, we have seen a number of positive reaction and feedbacks from the participants. And
with this newfound training, the participants themselves are anticipating a brighter future.
I would love to tell them, well, continue to get an education, go out there and get a good education, because at the end, if you might not, well, we know the government is helping us with the program, but one day we have to do it on our own. Because for somebody like me, have to come back in a program like this to get to know, well, the things I'm capable of doing, I could have done much better if I had stayed in school, if I had my head on. So I would love to educate the youths of today, especially the ones on the block, to get out there, find something, get yourself in a program too, so you can develop yourself, because we are somebody. We could be somebody greater than today, yesterday, and still in the future.
I would like to be an entrepreneur myself. I don't like working for people, so I rather open my own business, and it helped me a lot in the sense of sorting out my business plan and getting the strategy of marketing the product and as well as the business.
So a year from now, I see myself, doing some falls, and they bring it to light, so I could do so much more, and doing the business plan and getting on board. It helped me very much.
Reporting for State of Affairs, I am Rikisha St. Louis. These are the images from across Grenada. This is State of Affairs. More stories from the heartland after this.
Madam, what it is you doing there? You could hurt yourself and hurt the baby too,
Thank you, sir, for your concern, but I am in no distress.
If you don't mind me asking, Madam, what it is you carrying there?
This is an LPG cylinder from Petro-Caribbean.
Petro-Caribbean? LPG?
So you don't know Petro-Caribbean selling cooking gas now? The bottle light and easy to handle. That is why even me could carry it with my big belly. And so the best part is the price better than the rest.
Wow.
Petro-Caribbean, energy for union. Available at distributors and retailers across Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique.
Youth Minister Senator Pamela Moses continues on her visits to Imani Hope trainees to see firsthand what trainees have been doing on the job. This week, Senator Moses visited the teachers at the Grenada Boys Secondary School and was pleased at their progress. June Paul reports.
The many life-changing testimonies echoed by young persons who has and continue to be empowered through the new Imani program are taking over the airwaves, and this week our weekly visits to trainees by Youth Minister Senator Pamela Moses takes us to one of the nation's top secondary schools. The trainees you are about to meet are employed as assistant personnel in a number of areas within the institution and were recently awarded certificates in Caribbean Vocational Qualification, CVQ, and the National Vocational Qualification, NVQ, under the program. Agatha Lewis, Assistant Secretary at the school, was delighted in sharing her story with State of Affairs. Ms. Lewis says she enjoys working at the school and spoke of her daily duties performed. Agatha shared on her achievement of success as a proud holder of a Caribbean Vocational Qualification CVQ in General Office Administration.
Okay, I did office administration, general office administration, where I obtained the level 2 in the CVQ. My next step is that I want to get a higher level, because where I'm at now, I think is just for most likely an assistant. But the 3 would give me like a supervisory position.
She offered a word of advice to other young persons.
It's a great opportunity to obtain the level 2 CVQ because you get more exposure to things that you did not know before.
Liberian Ms. Janelle Lewis, a proud recipient of a National Vocational Qualification NVQ certificate, is a multitasker at the GBSS and says she is pleased to be placed at the institution.
It's been a bit challenging in terms of the classes and the up and down and stuff like that, but then having come to the end to get your CVQ or your NVQ, it's been worth it, definitely worth it.
Having been given the opportunity to train at the GBSS, Janelle is now thinking of further developing herself.
Okay, so for me, GBSS is basically the step I am at now, using my office skills here to really improve myself, and mostly I might try for graphics because I'm really into computers and anything digital, so I might go for graphics after this.
With the growing demand for knowledge in information technology at schools, the GBSS can proudly boast of a well-established IT room. Calvin Antwine, information technology teacher at the school, highly commended his assistant, Shawneel Charles, an Imani trainee attached to the IT department. He believes the new Imani program has had a tremendous impact on the quality of education and service offered by the school. At present, Charles is pursuing a CVQ in information technology.
I must say it's an excellent addition to the support here in GBSS because, of course, you know, it's public school and computer repair costs can be so expensive. Sometimes we spend hundreds of dollars on one system. So now that we have our on-board support, yeah, he's always here. If any computer goes down and so on, he quickly repairs it and so on. So we always have our full complement of systems functional in a time of technology. In this case, I mean, the impact is known countrywide, but in my case of GBSS, I mean, it's good support that in the event that a computer goes down, we don't have to wait on the necessary computer store. We have an on-site person, so it can be up as soon as possible.
The training component of the new Imani program is subdivided into 4 categories, namely apprenticeship or on-the-job training, direct skills training, enterprise or small business, and community development initiative. Upon completion of the training, the successful trainees are awarded a CVQ or NVQ. Ms. Giselle Dominic is one of the many young persons who have completed a CVQ in graphics designs and now holds a recognized certificate in that area. Giselle, an assistant art and graphics teacher with background teaching experience, says having completed this course landed her at the GBSS.
It was a new experience, especially for the graphics design. I never thought that I would have enjoyed graphics design or had any idea that I would have been working in that field.
Mr. Josh St. Louis, art and graphics teacher and supervisor for Ms. Dominic, applauded her dedication to the job.
All right.
How's her attitude towards work?
Ms. Dominic is very vigilant. She's always on time. She comes, she makes sure the boys are settled. She's very good at preparing the tables and the forefronts for art. She also helped in developing some of the concept, which I have taught. She gave me pointers to make the work more interesting and so that the students could be more responsive.
State of Affairs will in the coming weeks share with you more success stories and highlights from the Ministry of Youth and Sports on programs executed which is geared towards youth empowerment and advancement. Reporting for State of Affairs, I am June Paul.
This is the Grenadian reality. This is our current state of affairs. As the road to another general election draws nigh, the government of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has begun meeting with constituents across the country, introducing candidates up to run on the party ticket. But the platform has also been used to highlight some of the work of government over the past 4.5 years, as well as the plans going forward. Delroy Louison reports on some of these pronouncements from the platform.
When you look at what has happened in our nation, it is clear to see that the NNP has delivered. It is clear to see that the NNP continues to deliver, brothers and sisters.
As government nears its 5-year mark of its term in office, State of Affairs has been following the progress of an administration at work under the leadership of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. At a recent endorsement rally for parliamentary representative for St. George North East, Tobias Clement, the platform was used for more than just igniting voters to turn out when the trumpet is sound. Ministers of government also used the opportunity to testify of the progress made over the last 4.5 years.
These last 5 years, in my view, have been the best 5 years in the recent history of this country. These last 5 years, brothers and sisters, I believe in my lifetime, has been the best 5 years I ever seen in this country. We have come too far to go back.
Among many of the achievements of government is its track record for infrastructural development. Improving road networks is one of them. The constituency of St. George North East has seen its share of road works over the last 4.5 years.
The road in Black Forest, we did Dandy Road, we did the road behind the community center, we did the drains, and that is what we did. And I said to them, you know something, all my allocation, sorry brothers and sisters, I have to make sure that it is spent before the budget year ends. And if I spend it all, I will go to dock and beg for some more.
These works, Clement says, has created more opportunities for the people of the constituency.
Brothers and sisters, today you can travel from Bossajou to New Hampshire unimpeded. And not only that, the Grenville Road has now become a tourist route. So they can go to Granite Land, they can come to Annandale, they can go to the gardens and then move to Concord. This is the route now. Not only that, but the buses that come to New Hampshire can drop our brothers and sisters off right at their home. And this is what we brought. But you know, we did not only stop there. We moved to complete the Woodlands Avenue Road. Then we brought out the Stones Road right out to the main road. We engaged Marab and we did the Granton Road. And brothers and sisters, although this piece of road is not in my constituency, we cannot talk about New Hampshire without talking about the Dega Road.
Clement also announced that government was able to provide running water for the first time to a community in his constituency.
2 years ago, I engaged Nawasa, and just behind the hill, in the little village over Mankuma, Mayan, it was the new National Party again who brought water to the citizens of Mayan. And today they can boast about that. They don't have to carry water from the standpipe down here back to their homes, but it is at their home now.
On the national front, Grenada was recognized for its growth and development over the last few years by the International Monetary Fund. This is testament of the successful efforts of government to put the country back on a sustainable economic front.
The IMF Managing Director and the top officials of international institutions, I join Prime Minister Holness on the podium on discussion of the way forward for the Caribbean. And Grenada was being touted as having one of the most prosperous moving economy in terms of growth development in the Caribbean. We were given credit for what we have done in the last 4.5 years, knowing where we came from before that.
Dr. Mitchell admits this is largely due to the support from social partners.
If we did not get the support of the leadership of the trade union movement, if we did not get the support of the business community's leadership, the leadership of the churches, and the leadership of the NGO community, non-governmental organization, sisters and brothers, we could not be where we are today.
There is no doubt the Grenadian government has placed the country back on a sustainable path of development and have encouraged growth in many sectors of society, providing jobs and restoring hope to many, especially the nation's youth. State of Affairs will continue to monitor the pronouncements on the platform. For State of Affairs, I'm Delroy Lauzon.
And that's our picture this week from the home front. That's the current state of affairs. As we speak, our reporters and producers are gathering more stories from across Grenada as we prepare to tell them. I am Abigail McIntyre. Putting the lens on Grenada, its people, and its possibilities. This is State of Affairs. Reporting this week, I am Abigail McIntyre. Work progresses on the new Houses of Parliament building. See the development thus far. Youth Minister pleased with performance of Imani trainees placed at the General Hospital. Here are the stories of young people whose lives have changed for the better. And government seeks suggestions from agriculture workers and officials about the way forward for the industry. Find out how in another budget update. Rakesha St. Louis, June Paul, and myself all report from the Grenada Heartland when we come back.
The Keith Mitchell-led administration has resurrected the state pension issue after previous governments backed away following its removal during the revolution. This has now become a matter of high priority with legacy-defining potential. This after the government refused to appeal the Hermelin Armstrong case and to restore her pension in accordance with a High Court judgment. Now, the Mitchell government is inviting solution-driven dialogue as it presses ahead to restore pension to public officers. CARTAC has been contracted to provide possible solutions. A pension consultant from Washington is also on the case. The IMF has pledged technical support, and government is urging stakeholders and union leaders in particular to come to the table. The Mitchell government is appealing for solution-driven driven dialogue designed to restore state pension to public officers.
Welcome back. The Grenada Parliament's building is well on its way to completion. In this Rakisha St. Louis report, we learn of what has been done thus far and what's left to do.
The doors to Grenada's Parliament building will soon be opened. 13 years after its original house was destroyed by Hurricane Ivan in 2004, the Keith Mitchell-led administration, with the help of a few of its allies, the governments of Mexico and the United Arab Emirates, is building a state-of-the-art Parliament building. For years, the Grenada Trade Center was made the temporary home of Parliament, but its residence there soon ends. As contractors say, the new building will be ready for use in early 2018. Construction on the $29 million EC facility commenced in January 2016 by Quinn Design and Construction Company Limited and has employed close to 100 locals from the start. The new Houses of Parliament building sits boldly on the hill at Mount Welldale with a breathtaking view that overlooks some of the scenic parts of the capital. It is the epitome of the Spice Isle, with its unique nutmeg-shaped design that encapsulates everything Grenadian.
It was founded really on the concept of, the initial buildings, which were forts. So essentially, the architectonic language of it is, on the outside you see we started these sloped perimeter walls, which has forts. The main chamber, which is essentially what we're terming as the nutmeg. And that is the center of the building. We also have civic space, which is to the east of the site. And that is intended, we say that as our way of replenishing lost civic space in St. George's.
It's been built and designed with a green focus, so that it has phase 2 will include solar power, has solar water generation, high thermally efficient windows, insulation, natural lighting, natural ventilation, etc.
The building was constructed to be disaster resilient in accordance to the Miami-Dade County standards.
We're looking for the phase 2 to include all the protective works. You see, you have the glass, the double glaze, high standard, but still, now we want to be able to put shutters if we hear something that will just pass. Okay, we should have shutters of the standard at level that will save the glass and save us from other damages. But in general, we feel that it will withstand.
It's a Hurricane Miami-Dade County rated. It's the offices are steel structure, as you can see, and insulated walls. Exterior windows are Miami-Dade County certified as well. It's a very heavy, well-built structure.
Nestled between the trees at Mount Welldale, the new Grenada Houses of Parliament building will be home to administrative offices, conference rooms, press gallery, cafe and souvenir shop and childcare services. Its main chamber will accommodate 19 parliamentarians and 200 members of the public. Outside of the chamber, monitors will be placed so the proceedings can be viewed. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell and his colleague parliamentarians toured the project site this week and were very impressed with what they saw.
I just seen this a few months before its finality. I'm a bit moved in every sense of the word. I think the nation as a whole will be extremely proud of this facility, which is a measure, of course, represent a measure of our democracy. And I think this investment is, to me, a very worthwhile one.
Having toured and heard about the infrastructural allocations for this building, I am even more excited. What I love to see is that all around 360 degrees, there's a beautiful view of pure Grenada.
This is Grenada rising from the ashes as our old parliament was destroyed. But rather than despair, the leadership of this country provided hope. And I'm saying, notwithstanding the adversity, where there's hope and leadership, then what we see in here is possible.
Dr. Mitchell says this investment in Grenada's democracy is not for himself or his government, but for generations to come.
We are laying the foundation for our parliamentary system, which we expect to be a constant reminder of our entire history. And I'm really moved by what I've seen today, and I believe the population as a whole, rank and file of our people, would love to come here and see this entire facility, particularly when it's finished in its entirety. I think they would be extremely impressed.
With the first phase almost complete, government has to seek additional funding for the second phase, which is scheduled to commence in January 2018.
Estimated 1.5 to 2 million US dollars for all the things we spoke about. But today we've added those, so we now have to look for an additional, say, 3 to 4 million US dollars to put in all that's required in the building. And where we are at with it, we are looking at donors. Remember, we have 5 million from UAE, 5 million from Mexico, some maybe less than about $1 million from Australia, and we know what happened with the Australian funding. So we are engaging other persons with the help of UNOPS to see where we will find this. And these are all grant monies that we're speaking about. And don't forget that the taxpayers of Grenada are putting in 10%. It is significant for us because, we are a small nation.
Phase 2 is mostly external works, so the main access road, service road, car parking will go in now as part of Phase 1, so they will be in by the end of the year. Phase 2 is sort of peripheral work, so it's some of the landscaping, some additional equipment for inside. So we have the sort of fundamental ICT equipment, etc. will go in now.
Judging from the look on his face, Prime Minister Mitchell is indeed satisfied as he highlighted the importance of considering every Grenadian in the completion of what he calls Project Grenada.
We are lifting our country in every respect. I think the level of this investment is a clear demonstration that we see our governance system as extremely important. And everything we've done, the laws we have passed, the way we have continued to work together as a people with social partners working together, we lay a foundation for really Project Grenada. Not Project Keith Mitchell, Project Individual, but Project Grenada.
Standing on the rooftop of the Grenada Houses of Parliament building, as you can see, it is not yet complete, but once it is, hopes are high that it will be a state-of-the-art facility. For State of Affairs, I am Rakisha Sanduri.
These are the images from across Grenada. This is State of Affairs. More stories from the heartland after this.
Madam, what it is you doing there? You could hurt yourself and hurt the baby too,
Thank you, sir, for your concern, but I am in no distress.
If you don't mind me asking, madam, what it is you carrying there?
This is an LPG cylinder from Petro-Caribbean.
Petro-Caribbean? LPG?
So you don't know Petro-Caribbean selling cooking gas now? The bottle light and easy to handle. That is why even me could carry it with my big belly. And sir, the best part is the price better than the rest.
Wow.
Petro-Caribbean, energy for union, available at distributors and retailers across Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique.
The Imani program has for a long time came under immense scrutiny, with some believing it's ineffective. But on a recent visit to the General Hospital, Youth Minister Senator Pamela Moses proved otherwise. June Paul has the story.
Senator Pamela Moses, Minister of Youth, last Friday met with Imani trainees and HOPE participants at the workstation at the General Hospital.
Good to see you.
I'm seeing you too.
One of our hardest workers here. I know she works so hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I told you all I would come by to visit.
Okay.
You know, and we're here today because, like I told you all when you came to visit me, that I wanted the nation to know how hard you all work here. I wanted the nation to know all the contribution that you're making. But most importantly, I want the nation to see how you feel about your work and how positive and, you know, enthusiastic you are about what you do.
Okay.
And, you know, we're just here for you to share.
My name is Elisa. I'm a dietary aide assigned to the General Hospital at Female Surgical Ward. I have been here for the past 5 years. One of the longest dietary aide. We assist with breakfast, lunch, and supper.
How are you doing, my
I'm
dear?
good, I'm good,
Good to meet you.
Nice. Pleasure. Pleasure is all mine.
Wonderful. Well,
Yes.
we met before already.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
And like you know, we're here to visit. And we want you to share with us what it is that you do here at the hospital. You know, so that the nation could know what a significant contribution you're making as Imani trainees to the development of this country.
Okay. I first entered the program from the beginning. When I first entered the hospital, I had training in various departments, and I must say the experience was great.
Those were living testimonies of 2 recruits currently under the HOPE program who were elated to see the island's youth minister, Senator Pamela Moses. She spent most of her morning visiting them along with their colleagues at their workstations at the General Hospital on September 8th. On arrival at the hospital, the Director of Hospital Services, Mistress Esther Henry Fleury, greeted and welcomed Senator Moses to the facility where the 2 government officials spoke briefly.
You have many of our trainees here, and so we take the opportunity today to come visit, to show support, let them know that we appreciate what they're doing. And you know, we trust that we can continue this great partnership that we have with the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Youth in serving the nation.
I think this is a welcome opportunity that you should come here to see where the trainees are placed and the type of contribution that they're making to the strengthening of the healthcare services and in particular the hospital.
Mistress Fleury spoke of the training opportunities the hospitals had provided for the Imanis over the years.
Over the years, we have had in excess of 400 trainees passing through the hospital from the program. Currently we have just over 150. Prior to that we have had little challenges here and there, but we have developed a structure within the hospital to ensure that they get the best experience that we can offer.
Having managed and guided several young people throughout the years, Fleury urged the public to appreciate the benefits of the program.
The public did not see the Imani program as something that we put young people in to forget about them. They do get the opportunity for employment if they do very well, and we try to encourage them to do well. The healthcare is not static. There's various areas that they can move on to. We've had some that's gone into nursing. We have persons in the lab, laboratory assistants and technical people up there that's strengthening the laboratory services. We have them in the medical records department, in the finance department, on the wards, the dietary department. So they have been able to, you know, to really strengthen the hospital services, particularly supporting the work of the nurses. If you recall, prior to the program coming on stream, the nurses had to be responsible for feeding the patients, doing the pantry work and so on. But now nurses have been relieved of that by the inclusion of the dietary aides who support the patient in terms of making sure that they have their meals on time.
Following the brief meeting with the hospital director, the youth minister and her team went around the facility where they met some of the trainees who spoke of their roles and functions.
My job is basically to make sure that whenever a patient is admitted to the ward, I have to get their face sheets, get it registered, get the old notes for that patient if they have, and if they have to get any old x-rays or ultrasounds, I bring down to the ward. Sometimes I will liaison with my supervisor at the records department, and she will say that there's a patient has died. I will make sure I get it signed by the doctor and make sure that it is correctly done and bring it back to the department so the funeral home can get it in time for the burial of that person.
We are very proud of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm a housekeeper at the hospital. I make sure that the environment are clean so that the patient could get better.
Ladies, You do excellent work.
I'm actually in charge of entering, like, data entry for basically the whole hospital, like the nurses, all departments, and I do the vacation leaves, I do sick leaves, I do resumption forms, and so on. I enter, I do reports at every 3 months. I would hand up a report of how many sick leaves come in, how many vacation forms comes in, everything like that.
It's been a great joy for me, for the most part of it, because I get to meet other people and see what goes around in the hospital itself. Yeah.
Knowing that this is your field lady here, how do you feel meeting her and seeing you at work?
Great. I'm happy to see you here as well.
Marlon, you now do carpentry, right?
Yeah.
Remember when you started, you were on our work brigade?
Yeah.
Yeah? Helping to build houses in St. Patrick's East. That's what you were doing. And, you realize how life is. You're now at the hospital, and that's what you're doing. Yeah? Yeah? Yes. I know at first maybe, they may have been reluctant to do the construction work, because they would have started off as he would have started off as a member of our work brigade. I'm very happy for you. And I know
I get to do most of it for myself now.
Okay. All right, so have you gained a lot of experience now in building and stuff?
Yes.
Hope you'll be able to build your own home one day.
Yeah.
You may hear people have so much negative to say on the program, and then coming into the hospital and delivering, you must have different views now.
Of course, we're all humans. Of course, I had my doubt about the program. But coming here gave me that positive impact. I said, you know what? I know what I want, and I need to survive. But you see that God above?
Great God.
He's a great God. And I'm here, and I'm enjoying it here, I must say. And being here, I enjoy my work. I look forward to coming here every day.
First of all, a lot of people would discourage you about the Imani. A lot of people would throw talks that, oh, the Imani this and the Imani this. But we can't focus our lives based on what people say. It's very important that we take bold steps, because it's a very, very good program, and I encourage everybody to come in and do their best at the program.
I was kind of skeptical about the program because I heard about the program before. It wasn't actually Imani, but I heard about other programs that was established and fell. So I was kind of skeptical, but I'm like saying to myself, you know what? I need something to go by. I have kids that I have to send to school, pay school fees, do things, take care of my home. So I'm like, you know what? It might be small, the payment might be small, but I'm going into this thing with everything I have. As I see this program, it's a stepping stone for our young people. I mean, a lot of us have a lot of education. We can't really get jobs as we want. So this might be a step forward.
On completion of the exercise, Senator Moses told State of Affairs, although the visit was overdue, it was a wonderful experience and the trainees themselves were extremely happy.
They were very happy that we took time off to, come to see what they're doing and how they actually are carrying out their duties there.
Meanwhile, Senator Moses, who is known to have molded and shaped the minds of thousands of young Grenadian students throughout her teaching career, said she had expected more complaints from the trainees.
Not without our challenges, and our Imani program too is not without its challenges. But I expected complaints, more complaints that, it's been a whole year and I can't even get my vacation, and we know that is one of the challenges that they face as well because of, the necessity of their work. I have heard comments like, I love my job, I am happy to be here, I come here every day. I mean, I just could not believe it,
When asked what was her impression, she replied,
so all in all, I would say that I'm very satisfied that despite all the challenges we have, both in the Ministry of Youth and the Ministry of Health at the hospital, that the 150 Imani trainees that we have up there learning how to serve the nation during their time of ill health I really want to say that I'm satisfied that they are comfortable. It tells that something good is going on at our general hospital. Otherwise, the complaints would have been heavy. The natural enthusiasm would not have been there. And I heard trainees saying that I am here every day. I work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I come every day. I just really want to commend the management at the hospital. I just want to encourage them to keep on managing our trainees, keep on empowering them, keep on motivating them. And another thing I discovered, our trainees are very intellectual. I look forward to many of them going on to become nurses and the future doctors at that very hospital, because I think that they would have learned the value of good customer care. You know, they're very happy in giving service to the community and to the people through the healthcare at the hospital.
For State of Affairs, I am June Paul, reporting from the General Hospital in St. George.
This is the Grenadian reality. This is our current state of affairs. The budget conversation continues as government gets ready to present to the nation the estimates of revenue and expenditure. A recent meeting with agriculture officials and workers proved fruitful.
We are in the process of preparing the 2018 budget. And the primary focus, the primary purpose of this engagement here is to hear from you as regards to what you think should go into the 2018 budget that would be able to assist the farming community.
And so the budget consultation caravan continues, this time at Baines Hall, Grenville, St. Andrew, where officials from the farming and fishing community got the opportunity to make suggestions and recommendations for the way forward for the sector.
The agriculture sector is important for rural employment and income. Thirdly, the sector is important as a means for earning foreign exchange.
The agriculture sector is a major player in the sustainable development of the country. Food security, jobs, and foreign exchange earnings are just a few benefits the sector offers. But like all else, the agriculture industry is laden with many challenges that began as far back as Hurricane Ivan in 2004, when 95% of crops were destroyed. It has been an uphill battle since to get the industry back to pre-Ivan performance levels. In 2016, the sector saw a 14% decline.
The sector shrunk, it declined by as much as 14%. So that's a huge contraction in the sector. That was largely explained by the fact of drought in 2016.
Both farmers and industry experts are hopeful that the tide can change for the sector, with government playing a key role. One of the suggestions coming out of the consultation with farmers and fisherfolk is having animal feed subsidized. According to farmers, the cost is too high.
If agriculture and if poultry is so important to this country, why the government cannot control everything? So if you is a private man and you want to bring in fertilizer, this is the cost you pay. And if the government is bringing it in through some farmers association or whatever, then it is much cheaper.
As we speak, we are importing 60 million pounds of chicken each year, and it is rising. Then if the poultry farmer here can get a little slice of this, then you can only imagine what this nation will be like. So I am asking on the behalf of all the farmers who are interested in poultry and what have you, to ask the government to do that for us.
Another farmer is concerned about the millions of dollars the country spends on importing poultry products. He believes an adjustment to the tax regime can result in a successful industry.
When you look at the data in terms of the potential in terms of local poultry, we're looking at possibly creating about 2,000 jobs when we reach our maximum capacity. That's a tremendous amount of jobs that's done by ourselves, because sometimes the impression that I get is that we need foreign direct investment in order to create jobs. But we have the jobs that we can create for ourselves. Yes, we need foreign direct investment, but we have to be smart about how we do things.
A major thorn in the flesh of farmers is predial larceny. Over the years, millions of dollars have been lost because of it, and the livelihoods of many families threatened.
There are some guys in my land and my boy have some doctorate in tipping. When you go to church on Saturdays, they rob everything you have, even break down your house. I'm telling you now, I'm sick and tired. I'm really sick and tired. They take all my coconuts in my yard. I have 2 acres of land with the yams, only half back again.
We do feel the hurt and pain of farmers, because if you have 500 soursop trees and you cannot even have access to the market with your bark or with a soursop leaf, that is a real challenge.
This is a big issue in the Eastern Division, transportation. And we don't just need a transport to move around. We need a 4-wheel transport in order to go towards the farms on a regular basis.
Even in the face of these problems, there are many partners working with government to take the sector to the next level. Agencies like the Marketing and National Importing Board have come up with a strategy that puts farmers on a production schedule to avoid the issue of glut on the market.
What we've seen for that particular one farmer that I just ran an example before I came up here, in 2016, he sold to us and he made $2,500. In 2017, he made $50,000 by simply following a production schedule. So we want to present to you today that for us to really address local production, we have to operate on a schedule. It must be on a schedule and linked with some communication on both sides. So that is one module that a model I want to present to address the production issue.
He believes, however, that in order for this to work, there must be an open line of communication between farmers and the board.
If the farmer plants and then he comes to sell right on the spot, it's difficult for us to find a market immediately. It don't work that way. If the farmer tells us ahead of time that he intends to plant, this is what he plans to plant, then we have an ability to say to him, make sense, go right ahead, or why not reduce a little bit in this area and plant something else. So the farmer is virtually assured that he has a reasonable market, and then we're virtually assured that with all things being equal, including the weather, we have a good sense as to what is going to come, so we know how to market it.
The Market Access and Rural Enterprise Program reported success in securing funds to implement projects that is sure to benefit small farmers.
This money is directed, a lot of it is primarily towards agricultural division. And let me outline briefly here where it is going. We must be concerned with the climate change that is happening right now and the challenges it would face for small farmers in particular, for them to be sustainable. And therefore, a lot of this funds is directed to the small farmers, not to all farmers, to the small rural farmers in particular, dealing with matters of water management, drainage, irrigation, storage, and most important, we heard about the problem with accessing loan from banks. Small farmers will be able to get grants of up to about 8,000 US, about 21,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars.
Looking ahead, it's clear that the road will be a tough one to travel, but farmers, government and its partners are ready to do what they can to up the sector's performance strategically. In fact, hope has been restored as many look ahead with great anticipation. For State of Affairs, I am Abigail McIntyre. And that's our picture this week from the home front. That's the current state of affairs. As we speak, our reporters and producers are gathering more stories from across Grenada as we prepare to tell them. I am Abigail McIntyre. Putting the lens on Grenada, its people, and its possibilities. This is State of Affairs. Reporting this week, I am Abigail McIntyre. New road opens up new opportunities for the people of Boucherville. Find out more about the possibilities for the people of the area. Father of Independence, Sir Eric Matthew Gary honored. See how. And Grenada puts out its best for the recently concluded Agriculture Expo. Take the journey into all things local. Kevin Frederick, Rakisha St. Louis, and myself all report from the Grenada heartland when we come back.
The Keith Mitchell-led administration has resurrected the state pension issue after previous governments backed away following its removal during the revolution. This has now become a matter of high priority with legacy-defining potential. This after the government refused to appeal the Hermelin Armstrong case and to restore her pension in accordance with a High Court judgment. Now, the Mitchell government is inviting solution-driven dialogue as it presses ahead to restore pension to public officers. CARTAC has been contracted to provide possible solutions. A pension consultant from Washington is also on the case. The IMF has pledged technical support, and government is urging stakeholders and union leaders in particular to come to the table. The Mitchell government is appealing for solution-driven dialogue designed to restore state pension to public officers.
Welcome back. A new road was constructed and officially opened in the Boucherville area. This development is promising many things for the people of the area and the constituency of St. George Northwest on a whole. It's being described as a prayer answered as residents in Boucherville area welcome the opening of the new Boucherville Road. The road was officially opened recently, but work was completed in February of this year, 2017. It's another promise delivered on by Parliamentary Representative for the area, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell.
This is like a new village. The image of that community, just looking at this almost a roundabout we have here in this area, really has lifted the community in every respect.
You are here today because of the work of the new National Party government of Grenada. Brothers and sisters, you are here today because you place your confidence in your MP. And he has been representing you now from, 33, 34 years in the Parliament of Grenada. And there was never a time when he took a break.
The condition of the road prior to construction was a hazard to residents. In rainy weather, it worsened.
As the old people say, whenever the weather make up and upstairs start to look great, everybody up the hill trembling. Because you used to see them coming out with a pair of shoes in the hand and the other in the foot. And when it rained, it was how to catch your balance to get to the road. And when you got to the road, you had to exchange shoes.
One of the residents in the area, Carmel Scott, was truly annoyed with the situation and decided to go on a one-man campaign to get government to respond to the community's need. She consistently called radio programs and made her plight and showed up at community meetings with the MP to do the same. It was one phone call to a local station where the Prime Minister was a guest that she raised her concerns again about the state of the road. It was the last call.
Keep asking for this road. This road. I remember a time, children, when I look at the children coming down, when they bring the people from Pandi to live up there. And the people coming down with old shoes and old cloth. And in the mud. I say we had to do something.
MP for the neighbouring constituency St. George Northeast, Tobias Clement, believes the government of Prime Minister Mitchell is delivering.
When we look back at the history of St. George Northeast and St. George Northwest, and we look back at the works that were done during the time, I say everything, almost everything that was done in New Hampshire, in St. George's Northeast and in St. George's Northwest was done under the NNP administration. We talk about road, NNP. We talk about water, NNP. We talk about housing, NNP. We talk about education, NNP. Every aspect of our development, the NNP was very involved.
1,600 feet of concrete road was constructed, 16 feet wide, with adjacent drains, retaining walls, and an upgrade to the main access road. It was designed by Gleans Engineering and constructed by Quinn Consultants with funding from the World Bank as part of Grenada's strategic program for climate resilience.
The objective of the project was to measurably reduce vulnerability to natural hazards and climate change impacts in Grenada. It's part of an overall strategy that the government has been organizing.
Added to that, the project also serves as part of the Greater Chinese Housing Scheme initiative that will soon begin in the Bouchejoux area. Bouchejoux is one of the locations chosen for the construction of Phase 2 in the Chinese Housing Scheme project.
And the Chinese have now signed on the contract. The contractors have been appointed. They are coming in very soon to look at getting local labor because we have indicated to them they cannot bring all Chinese to work and we have workers, we need jobs. So they are going to be building over 100 and something homes up there.
But even before the start of work on the project, the community of Bouchejoux is feeling the benefits of such work done. Jobs were provided for many during the construction phase, and the overall standard of living for the people has improved.
We employed approximately 102 workers, of which 90% were from the surrounding areas of Beauséjour, Molinare, and Brazan. At the peak, we had 60 direct employed workers on site with another 30 subcontracted workers. It was very clear to all who worked on the project that the new road dramatically improved the lives of the residents in the area.
This community has been lifted in many, many respects. For those of us who know Beauséjour area, 20, 30 years ago, there was hardly any decent house in Beauséjour. The fact is today as you pass this area, Beauséjour and Brazan, almost every house is a nice wall house. It's an example of the quality of life of the people of Brazan and the Beauséjour and the community in general certainly has been lifted. Because sisters and brothers, when you talk about quality of life, you don't just talk about how much money somebody makes. You talk about the delivery of water service. You talk about infrastructure, roads. You talk about housing. You talk about communication. Every time these services are improved or brought in a community, it lifts the life and quality of life of that community.
Government continues to deliver on promises made to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, with all efforts linking to the greater scheme of things, the creation of a new economy. For State of Affairs, I am Abigail McIntyre.
But I want to thank God and thank the company and the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, for this wonderful work here with that road.
These are the images from across Grenada. This is State of Affairs. More stories from the heartland after this.
Madam, what it is you doing there? You could hurt yourself and hurt the baby too, you know.
Thank you, sir, for your concern, but I am in no distress.
If you don't mind me asking, madam, what it is you carrying there?
This is an LPG cylinder from Petro-Caribe.
Petro-Caribe, LPG?
So you don't know Petro-Caribe selling cooking gas now? The bottle light and easy to handle. That is why even me could carry it with my big belly. And so the best part is the price better than the rest.
Wow.
Petro-Caribe, energy for union. Available at distributors and retailers across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
It was an honor befitting of the man who brought the country to independence in February 1974. A statue was erected and a national landmark renamed after him. Kevin Frederick unveils the story.
Many, many years ago, sweet Grenada got its independence.
Friday, September 30th, 2017, the course of history would change once again as the government of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell honored the father of independence, the great Sir Eric Matthew Gairy, or Uncle Gairy as he is still called today, with the unveiling of the Sir Eric Gairy statue and the renaming of the botanical gardens after the man who led the nation to global independent recognition. Sir Eric's daughter, Edith, and son Alexis were among those who attended the ceremony in St. George's, and Mr. Gairy described the feeling as captivating.
I'm fascinated by the word, the great Sir Eric, and not the word, the perfect Sir Eric. And I don't believe that one can be great without loving something more than himself or herself. I think greatness demands that you love something more than yourself. So if we are to look at Sir Eric through the lens of his ego, the man, we'll see a brilliant man, a passionate man, a man with many imperfections, a man with many tastes.
Young Gairy said, when one looks at his father through the lens of his soul, there's a different feel.
Land for the landless, that's soulful. This man singularly loved Grenada, unyielding. Passions came with him, passions went. But the one thing that was always singular about my father, Sir Eric, was his passion for Grenada. Yes, indeed.
Certainly, Sir Eric left his mark in Grenada, and Dr. Clarice Modest-Cohen, the Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister, took a moment to recall some of the things Sir Eric gave to Grenada.
These very gardens where we are was his dream child, the botanical gardens. He started that. He brought the first and the only zoo to these very gardens, and so many other things. This morning I gave a man a ride, and he was talking about how long he worked, and he mentioned Expo, since Expo 69, I work under Uncle Gairy. He did not even know this was happening. But people still remember Sir Eric Matthew Gairy because of the work that he did and how he touched the lives of everyone across the length and breadth of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
She said the experiences, living testimonies, and great stories about Gairy's positive life-changing interventions cannot be forgotten.
My mother always remembered him as the one who championed the cause as estate workers, well, of course, in the estate, and lobbied for more pay and for better quality of life. The older people have a very interesting way of describing how Uncle Gairy improved their quality of life in terms of the garments that they wore.
Dr. Modest-Cohen told the gathering of government officials, dignitaries, well-wishers, onlookers, and Sir Eric's children.
It is with great appreciation for his sterling contribution to our beloved nation that we are gathered here, all of us, to pay honor to this great son of the soil, the late Sir Eric Matthew Gairy.
British artist Maria McAlferty, who resides in Grenada, was the main architect behind the project, and according to her, she sought the best.
I actually went all over the world researching foundries for that sculpture because I wanted the two colors. So finally I found one foundry, which is actually the oldest foundry in China. And so I contacted them, and then it turned out that they can help me because they can work with two metals. So they work with stainless steel and bronze.
Maria supervised and worked on the sculpture while she was in China, and being famous for her mind-blowing creations internationally, she put her heart and soul into the project, which she admits took some time.
It took a long time, and it also took a lot of ingenuity on part of Senator Brenda Hood to find the foundings.
On the other hand, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who spoke at the ceremony, said the honouring of Sir Eric was long overdue and shared with the very vibrant audience what he admired most about the Grenadian political icon.
Even if you did not support him and he respected you, you would see him always wanting to have a relationship. That is something I always felt.
Dr. Mitchell, who is often called Sir Eric's political son, described Uncle Gary as loving and filled with fun.
He was just a fun person. Forget the politics. You may not have liked some of his policies, particularly in the later part of his life, but you could not help liking the person, to be around the person. In fact, I believe a lot of us in the politics today could take a page from Uncle's book, in the sense that whether you were with him or not, I did not see him harboring. He would do certain things that you don't like, but at a personal level, he would always want to have a social activity or drink or something with you. That has been my experience with all the years of politics against him. I have never found him to be vicious against me personally. He always said, it's time to join, time to join, time to join.
However, like the thousands of Grenadians at home and abroad, the Grenadian leader said it was appropriate to bestow that honor on the Grenadian hero.
In my view, I think this is a fitting tribute, what we are doing here today, to a man who has sacrificed a lot, coming from the countryside in those days, without a formal education, and to challenge the status quo, as Gary did, took a lot of courage, a lot of bravery. It was not easy. The colonial masters were not easy to deal with in the context of challenging their power. And he did it, and clearly did it, and having the plantocracy solidly against him. And therefore, he had to be given a tremendous amount of credit for that revolution that he led. My father gave me the history of that revolution because he was one of those who joined in Sky Red at the time. So it tells you how he motivated his supporters and we got people to act.
So what does Sir Eric's son, Alexis, think of his father's sculpture?
I've seen the sculpture. I love it. I think it embodies the soul and the spirit of Sir Eric. I know the amount of love, Maria, you have put into it. You've traveled the world. You wanted to get the best materials to represent this great man. And so I thank you for the love that you've put into it. And to that end, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for representing my father and celebrating his legacy so beautifully. I'm proud to be a Grenadian.
I think it's important, though, that we are here this afternoon, despite the weather, to honor this man who gave so much to his country. And I think it's something that we all would want to continue to honor. Giving him Father of Independence, that we named him at the park at the time in 1996. I think was a fitting tribute to what Gary did at that time. When you listen to the stories of James Mitchell and John Compton and the guys, Eugenia Charles, and they talk about Gary and his flair and what he did, you really get to a sense of what this man achieved and what he did for our country. Once again, friends, to me, it's an honor. And I appreciate the fact that so many of my cabinet colleagues, because many of us may not have been here today had it not been for Gary's bravery and what he did in the early period in the 50s and so on. Once again, thank you all, and I think we're doing the right thing to honor this wonderful individual.
For State of Affairs, I am Kevin Frederick.
This is the Grenadian reality. This is our current state of affairs. The contributions of agriculture to Grenada's economy cannot be over-exaggerated, and events like the 2017 Agriculture Expo helps to remind persons of what the country has to offer. Rikisha St. Louis has details about the mega event that was held here for the first time.
Grenada's first ever Agribusiness Expo has been deemed a success by its organizers. Following 4 days of public display, food and product sampling, Grenadian small producers are now in a better position to market their produce regionally and internationally. The inaugural event was held under the theme Agribusiness, Generating Wealth, Wellness and Employment at the Grenada Trade Center. A theme that speaks to the potential of the agriculture sector, the richness and fertility of its soil, and the hope of obtaining new markets for local produce.
The theme for the Expo is very appropriate and relevant, given the fact that the Ministry of Agriculture is convinced that there is immense potential in the agri-food sector in creating sustainable livelihood and wealth, as well as tremendous employment opportunities. Moreover, it is a well-established fact that many of the products which emanate from the local producers, both fresh and processed alike, exceed in many cases those which are imported, and therefore the consumption of these local produce must be encouraged.
This nation is blessed with rich soil and therefore massive potential to do even more. However, we need more. We need to find new markets, the producers locally, regionally, and internationally. We need to find new ways and forms to address the fundamental challenges that is facing our agriculture sector, and of course, to meet our challenge, which is the Zero Hunger Challenge initiative as well.
Grenada's agriculture sector has been identified as one of the pillars of the economy as it contributes greatly to its growth. It is also the bedrock upon which many small producers make their livelihood and sustain their families. So you can very well imagine how thrilled the farmers and local manufacturers were when the minister announced that 2017 is the year for agribusiness. Approximately 100 small producers registered for the event as they see it as an opportunity to exploit the newness of raw materials and export finished product to boost the sale of local products.
Agribusiness is an important pillar of the national economy, and therefore it must be given greater recognition and must be highlighted more prominently, and it must be celebrated.
When you export raw material, you export both value and labor. So we are trying to change that phenomena, all right, into something that can help the country so more money can stay in the country.
Just to see the Ministry of Agriculture actually realize how important it is to get everybody together. The whole time we've been here, I've been running into people with ideas, talking to different farmers that have come in, and people trying to improve their land and grow stuff on the island. There is so much potential here. We are potentially one of the richest islands in the Caribbean for soil, for people, and for our climate, which is just, where else in the world can you grow cabbages and cocoa at the same place? I mean, this place is awesome. So for Grenada to be doing something like this is excellent. And I'm just totally honored to be a part of it and to be able to be here with all these smart people and to see that they're actually trying to reach out to the farmers and get business integrated with some of the folks here in our community.
I think the expo, it's the first of its kind, was an amazing idea, very good idea. I mean, walking around here, today's the second day, I have seen the local talent, the things that people produce, and I think sometimes we're in danger of not appreciating that. And I think it allows people to showcase, and I think this is the start of something which should continue, and I think it can only get better. And it allows people also to network and see what other people are doing, and I think that encourages people to do even more.
One important aspect of the agriculture sector that the government has been highlighting is the need to get more youth involved in the sector so they can realize its true potential. Day 2 of the expo, dubbed Career Day, gave the young ones the opportunity to delve into the different careers the industry offers.
They were really intrigued, the amount of things that we saw. Some of them
not new to them, it was new to some of them, so they were very, very interested and amazed. It's really important because, you know, nowadays most of the children, they are more inclined to the tablet and the laptop and the computer, and so they're not aware of so much different things that could be around them and that could be happening far and wide. So I think a thing like this is very, very much good for them.
The Agribusiness Expo presented Grenada with the opportunity to go global as it explores various markets within the region and on the international scene. For Grenada, this will mean a shift from the traditional way of doing business into the exploitation of new and better techniques and practices that will enhance presentation and durability.
Traditional agriculture can no longer stand in the global market, which is the main reason why we from ICA are promoting agribusiness in making agriculture competitive so that farmers can increase their competitiveness on the market and increase income.
From the Ministry of Agriculture standpoint, we have the great expectation that following the Agribusiness Expo, that there will be a new vision, enthusiasm, and focus regarding agribusiness development in Grenada. The Ministry will endeavor to commit time, resources within our limits, and appropriate policy interventions geared at providing training, marketing, material resources, and other assistance which can make a significant improvement in the productive and technical capacity of producers, especially for the small actors.
The best of the best were on display for the 4 days, an exhibition of everything local, from confectionaries to bottled drinks, crafts, local flour, fruits, vegetables, oils and fragrances.
I think it's nice, you know, you get to see all the foods, all the different culture, all what Grenada produce, and basically to me it's what I would call organic, you know, because that's culture.
This expo should be able to heighten the awareness of what we do here. Also, it should help those people abroad to become aware of what we can do in Grenada here. And we hope that from this experience, the younger folks can follow and create their own products from what we do here, because our major economic pillars are agriculture, tourism, and the services sector. And we have to be able to feed ourselves. And agriculture is one of the chief pillars in that regard.
I was quite surprised to see so many entrepreneurs and the amazing things what they have, you know, and I really do hope as it becomes more of a regular or yearly occasion that they will have more international people coming, because I think Grenada really has a lot to offer, really has a lot. I'm very, very impressed.
It is the hope that the Agribusiness Expo will be an annual venture which will encourage more local small and large-scale producers to mark their spot on the overseas market. For State of Affairs, I am Rikisha St. Louis. And that's our picture this week from the home front. That's the current state of affairs. As we speak, our reporters and producers are gathering more stories from across Grenada as we prepare to tell them. I am Abigail McIntyre.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Every election campaign is full of old talk and grand promises. Let history be your guide. Is who likely to better perform in government. Election is not about choosing perfect. They are about choosing the best one offer. Vote competent. Vote the NNP.